Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
No, it's a fully fledged Diablo experience on mobile, which everybody will get to play.
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
But you know, Friday.
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is going to be the real episode 133 of GG's The Mouthful podcast.
You level up.
Oh, yes. And we got a potion.
And we got a freaking
Just
potion.
one potion
Yes.
and 12 gil. We obviously are not valued at
No. Well, that's what we're having. That's what we do when we're grinding against low-level
This is
monsters.
what happens, man. Jesus. It's all about the grind. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This voice, of course, next to me is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister.
The secondary Choco Bro.
The Choco Bros.
Yes.
Oh, those guys are disturbing. You know, I've always wondered what they were going to do with the Final Fantasy VII remake with the Choco Bros. And
They have to show the Choco Bros.
you have to. You
That-
can't leave it out.
Obviously, yeah.
How about that lore?
How about that scene? Because you know how everything's like super PC now, right?
Yes.
How about that scene where Cloud goes into that club of
Yes.
that club of bees,
Yeah.
the bees club,
Yeah,
or,
the bees.
or the people dressed like bees.
It depends on which room you go to, but yes.
Yeah, you depends on which room you go.
Yeah.
There's a group. There's a room where there's like
There's a group of guys
a group of guys.
who
Yeah,
run in and they pretty much just kind of scrub you down a little bit.
yeah, they're bumblebees.
Are they bumblebees? I thought they were just a bunch of muscular guys. There were some bumblebees that were women.
That was it was a pleasure. It was meant to represent a
Yes.
pleasure house.
It was Final Fantasy VII's pleasure house.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it was.
Which I'm sure there is a place in Japan, or a couple,
I'm sure there
unlicensed, Final Fantasy VII based pleasure houses. I think we could ask Jason for a couple pictures. He might have actually
Yeah, I may have visited there.
visited.
Yeah.
Yes,
Or at least planning one.
or planning
Please take me
the
with you.
Tifa special
Please take me with you.
with a happy ending.
Oh, my God.
Oh wow! What?
If this is your first time listening, guys, I assure you we're not talking about pleasure houses all the time. Well, please go to goodgame.tech and join the conversation there. Also, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do is we go into what we've been up to, go into some news items, and then finally finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic, guys, is the secrecy and hype of game announcements.
Oh, that sounds like an interesting topic.
It's very interesting.
Yes,
very
especially very, very, very close to the
To
happenings of the reasons.
Yes, exactly.
Of the reasons.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
Yes.
So let's start, sir.
Me.
Okay.
I just want to get myself out of the way because I have done nothing. No.
Mr. Davis on the front, you go ahead.
Literally, bro. This was the week. I don't even know how to subtitle it, but I had no desire to play anything, and I think it's born out of the frustration that I have with gaming nowadays.
Okay.
Like the realization that I went from, complete excitement at the beginning. Remember when we were playing when I was playing
Odyssey?
Odyssey, yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. At the beginning, where everything looked new and good, and everything looked great. I was like, man, an Assassin's Creed game that is good. This is awesome. Okay, I'm down, and because the reviews portrayed it as such, also
All over the place.
yeah. So and then just come to the realization that no, this is just just another stupid money grab from Ubisoft. And I'm sorry that I have to say it like that. I know I'm hyperbolizing and exaggerating, but what gets me upset is the fact that it is, like I mentioned before, the way that they manipulated the game to make you just go for I'm gonna call it the experience normalizer because it's not double.
2000.
This is
Experience
normalizer
2000.
2000. This is if you want to play the game as a normal person, you have to spend $10 obligated. Or if not, you are gonna be severely hindered, with the impression of the game is just too vast. It has a lot to do and it's just gonna take you time. No, you know what? It is just a grind fest. It gets old. Even the story, which was and I was interested in, but it couldn't hold when compared to just how grindy it was starting to feel. It was a shame. So because of that, I didn't have anything else prepared to play, and I realized, yes, I'm not playing Red Dead yet, and it's not, I don't have anything completely against it. It's just for some reason the subject matter does not interest me that much, and I heard like awesome things about it. I also heard that it's a very, 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 very long game, evidently. Or at least there's much to do. Maybe the main story might not be, might be normal, compared to.
I think
because a very
What I
long game will be like
understand,
hundreds
it's
of
60
hours,
True. Well, that's true.
and we have played those.
True that, yeah. But I think the game, the problem is I don't think they're counting just like
Plethora.
travel time. You know what I mean?
They have
So the
travel
game
time.
the game story is probably 60 hours long. That probably doesn't include just traveling to the point that you have to, which in itself is time consuming.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the fast travel, I guess, is an ordeal in itself because I have seen articles
just say it's made for you not to use it.
not to use it. Yeah, it's not meant to be fast. So, but I'm also waiting at eventually whenever it decides to come on PC, I might take a look at it. Then again, I just might not ignore it like I did with Monster Hunter. So
It's a shame. That's
So
what I'm
no,
It's a shame.
I know, but
It's too late
again,
now.
I need
now.
to.
Yeah, you can't go to it now.
The train's fast.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Nobody's gonna play with you now.
Fine. And then I look at the backlog that I have, which is quite large, and I'm like, there's nothing here that is interesting me. I am playing Forza Horizon, but I feel like this version of Forza Horizon is inferior to Forza Horizon 3. In almost every way. Like I don't even care about the seasons anymore. It's like it's cool to see and it's cool to experience it once. Like it's not like I don't need it on Forza Horizon 5. It doesn't need to make a comeback. And for some reason playing and getting the vehicles and all that also feels a little grindy on it. Well, I shouldn't be saying that. Maybe it's because I'm not having the same fun that I was having with Forza Horizon 3. Because to be fair, they give you a shit ton of cars like for free, or maybe not. Maybe that's because I bought that edition that gives you car pass or whatever. Yeah, it gives you a lot of cars. Yeah. But it's not bad. At least I have a little fun with that one. But I have not wanted to play anything else, bro. And I'm getting worried because what else is coming? Like I was hoping
For the rest of the year, not much, man. Fallout 76,
Fallout
which
76
was a winner according to you.
I tried. Well, supposedly you can preload it now. Evidently you can start preloading it now. Maybe it's complete now, but that's not a type of game that will hold me because that's not the experience I'm looking for.
Mhm.
So what else? Super Mario, Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Smash Brothers. That's coming in December, and sure, that'll be interesting. But that's a game that I'm gonna want to play with people, and everybody at a party or just hanging out, whatever. Not a game that I will play for the story. So I don't know. I don't know. I might find myself replaying some old titles. Like I played Doom, and I was having fun with it.
Great game coming out that you may be interested in. It is called Battlefield 5. And evidently it takes place in the World War II.
I heard about
They have some vignettes that's probably going to last you about 4.5 hours. Then they have some multiplayer, which is good for the most part. Battle Royale coming no time soon. Sometime in the future. Yeah.
Because
So,
it'll be
sounds
just
like
too
a winner.
much. It'll be just too much. According to EA, it'll be just too much if they have this mode available right now for you to play.
Yeah. Well, you
we
would
will
have
not
no-
be able to
exactly.
to hold, all that greatness, all those levels. Like we'll be lost.
Productivity in
They're-
America would drop.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want that.
They're doing
you
us
know?
a favor
I
in
agree.
releasing this
I agree.
next year. No joke. I have been actually even considering just subscribing 1 month to the gamer
WoW?
thing. No, to
Oh.
the EA thing. Just because you get to
Yeah,
play,
yeah. You get to play early,
it,
yeah.
and then you're done with it. Then it's like playing Battlefield 5 for $15. That's not bad. I can play the single player with that and get a taste for the multiplayer, which is the same thing that I would have done if I would have spent $60 on it.
True.
So why not? And I don't know, man. It's crazy. So yeah, I haven't touched anything as far as gaming goes, and I had to watch something because otherwise, honestly, this was gonna be the week of. Yeah, I did nothing. Back to you.
It's almost is. I'm gonna let you know.
Well, almost
Almost
is because the movie that the movie that I saw was interesting actually. I was surprised that I ended up liking it more than I anticipated it was going to be because it's Frankenstein, a 2015 version. But then I checked, there's at least a couple of 2015 Frankensteins. This one, however,
You obviously think
I didn't know.
the right one or something.
I didn't know. Well, who knows? No, it was fine. Honestly, I liked it a hell of a lot more than my wife did. My wife did not like it at all. But I'll tell you why I liked it. So this movie, hoping that you could get. Or did you see the
Frankenstein, yeah.
No, did you see the actors? Because the only person
Oh,
I
okay,
recognized
okay.
was Carrie Moss.
Carrie
Isn't
Ann
it?
Moss, yeah.
Carrie Ann Moss, yeah. Trinity. She plays a role of scientist.
Mm-hmm.
And it has another dude that I swear I've seen in some place. He's the another scientist. Basically the creators of this Frankenstein. And this Frankenstein, this is not. Even though it's an adaptation of the 1931, obviously
Yeah,
classic.
the really old one.
It's not the way that I first thought it was gonna be, which is the way you imagine all the Frankenstein. He's made of parts of
He's
a lot of
alive. Yeah.
yeah. Well, they had that line actually.
Did they? Oh, wow.
Yeah, not like it's almost like that. Almost like a celebration that he's alive. He's alive. It was like, oh gosh.
All right, so here's a couple names. You got Xavier Samuel plays Adam.
Mm.
Carrie Ann Moss plays Elizabeth.
Mm.
Danny Houston plays Victor. I actually know he's a good actor.
Yeah.
A lot of you would know him as Stryker from some of the X-Men movies.
Okay.
The rest I don't really know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, those are the main
Yeah.
three that I would say. So the guy that I mean the story is he's not an amalgamation of parts of dead people or anything like that. Obviously this is two scientists. They are, I guess, 3D printing this
Oh
this
my
life
God, this
element
takes place
almost.
in like present time?
Yes.
Oh
Oh,
my
I'm sorry. Did I not mention that?
No, I didn't know this.
This takes place on present time.
Oh,
This, like
wow,
I said,
okay.
it's an adaptation. It's meant to be 2015
Version of
it.
Gotcha.
But which even more adamant. I was even more adamant to watch it. Honestly, the only reason we picked it was because we just went through almost the entire library and we were not interested in watching anything else. Like at one point, I swear the conversation was starting to go. I wonder if Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo has aged well enough. I wonder
Spoilers,
if we should see
it
it.
has not.
Well, I was curious.
To prove me wrong.
I almost want. No, I don't think I could. I don't think there's anything that I could do. Because my God, that movie.
Yeah.
I see what's in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no. But then I watched it and I was kind of taken aback by. It has some. It has. It's not super gory, but it is like enough like moments of I'm not gonna look. Oh shit, this is
Wow.
like nasty, But it expected. Here's the thing. My wife, God bless her, I think one of the reasons she did not like it was because she was not ready for it. It's R-rated,
Mhm.
but she was not expecting that level of
Gore?
violence.
Okay.
Also, for some reason, she always had in her mind that Frankenstein was some sort of like tragic love story. It's a-
okay, she may be thinking of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which kind of had a tragic love story,
yeah.
sort of. And then, when you look at the Bride of Frankenstein, clearly, that was a love story right there. You know what I mean?
The Bride of
The Bride of Frankenstein. Yeah.
Well.
But yeah, I can see where that's coming.
Well-
from. A lot of these monster movies always have some sort of,
It was
romantical
there was
element.
there was there was an element. I don't know how much I should be saying on it, but there was an element of like a love between mother and a mother and a child, for example.
Oh, okay.
Almost like that. So but it was very interesting. It was very well done. The guy that plays the monster,
Adam?
Adam.
Xavier. Mhm.
Like he was really good. I really like his portrayal of the character. This is not a movie where in any way is meant to make you feel good or anything like that. Of course, not like a tearjerker or anything like that. I'm just saying that it is graphic. You sort of understand why he's acting the way he's acting. I mean, he's basically imagine a super powerful baby. He could. I mean,
So
with the tantrums of a baby and stuff like that, and
Okay.
the destructive power of being able to do the things that he can.
Is he born like a person, or
He was
created
he
like
was
a-
created. He was created. He was created already an adult.
Okay.
Yeah, he was created an adult. It was part of some sort of life-giving experiment that these two scientists were conducting
With a 3D printer.
with an organic 3D printer.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And
So this is
he
weird,
was a
weird science with a guy.
sort of, yeah,
and
yeah,
more gore.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously it goes wrong, and,
As all experiments
as
do.
all experiments do when you're trying to play God.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I was surprised because it doesn't have again. If you guys are interested,
Just-
a little bit interested,
yeah.
feel free to skip. But I will say it doesn't have the happiest of endings, anything like that, But it is a story. It is a well told story. It is interesting to see, and it is kind of sad the things that happen and the way the society sees this. This person, and in a way, it makes you think of pretty much a lot of this Frankenstein versions. I bet they make you think like, who's the real monster here?
Yeah. That's like that's the story behind the original.
A
story.
lot of
yeah.
right, exactly. So I enjoyed it. I liked it quite a bit. It was. I want to say I almost want to say it's an Amazon an Amazon movie.
It's on.
an
It's
Amazon
definitely
exclusive
on
or
Prime.
something.
It's available through Prime.
You
I don't
can
know.
watch it right now for free if you have the chance. But yeah, I haven't seen anything else. And when I was trying to tag it on Facebook, I couldn't find it anywhere. I found that other Frankenstein that apparently, from the waist of it, it looks like it's in the future almost.
It's-
So
yeah. I mean, I'm glad when it comes to Frankenstein stories, I'm glad they did, because the original Frankenstein story is a tragic story, so
Yeah.
it's not supposed to have a happy ending. So
No.
had they went with a whole happy ending, I'd be like, oh, that kind of
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean.
no.
You really shouldn't call it Frankenstein at that point.
No,
Just call
exactly.
it something else.
It's not a monster.
Yeah.
This guy was a monster in
Yeah,
the way, but I don't think it was it was not born of evil. It was just born of ignorance,
Yeah, of course.
And again, and the good thing it does is that there's a monologue, where he's like describing, and when he's talking in his inner voice, his inner when he's, I won't say narrating, but having his monologue, he's talking normal. He's very well articulated. He's using normal, normal complete sentences. Completely normal guy. But when he's acting, when he shows as a monster, he's just basically
Monsters.
Like you say, if he says a couple of words, it's a lot.
Oh, well, okay.
But yeah. If you get the opportunity, it's not a bad. And if you're ever super bored, because you already said, I have no interest in watching this. But if you're ever super bored and you're done with your list, I'll be interested.
Yeah.
That'll tell
Okay.
you. I'll be interested in knowing your opinion, because evidently the type of movies that you guys have typecast me into, like the type of movies that I like. You know, I want to see if I have really branched out from the typical type of movies that
I honestly, you
which
painted
is the non-frou-frou.
the yeah.
Sorry.
You painted an interesting picture.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it, but
Yeah.
you did definitely paint a more interesting picture than from what I saw and read about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't go reviews or anything like that. I just went to get a synopsis and see what the hell is it about. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I was like, oh, so this
And the
sounds...
synopsis didn't tell you that it was
no, because it didn't. It not the synopsis I saw.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
it just
Good. Well, good.
because it was just short Frankenstein, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, so cool.
Yeah, that was pretty much all
Oh,
I had.
that's
to-
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And now I'm enjoying this wonderful beer right here.
Oh.
And that's the most
Well-
exciting that has happened. Podcast Friday is the most exciting thing that has happened this week.
Well, sir,
for me.
sit back and enjoy yourself for a second.
All
'cause I have a little something to bring. First off, I'm not gonna get into Red. I'm still playing Red Dead, also known as Horse Simulator. You know what I mean?
I think that's an actual game called Horse Simulator.
It
So it wouldn't
probably
be
is,
called
yeah.
that. Cowboy Simulator probably.
Evidently,
more.
they're going to. They're thinking about patching in playing the game from the view of the horse.
Oh,
If
so
you can believe that.
Mr. Ed DLC
Yeah.
confirmed.
Evidently, yeah. I am enjoying it though. I'm not making fun. It's painstakingly long and drawn out, and it's it has great moments that make the wait to the moments good. But my goodness, dude, it's a big game.
The other parts, yeah.
Yeah, I did want to bring up two movies that I saw, and mind you, I've brought this up to you before. I forgot the freaking name of the other one again.
Oh
Because,
God! Do you need me to pause while you look
wish,
for it?
Wish you were here or some shit like that. It's like, oh my goodness. It's all right. Doesn't matter. Actually, wait.
Wait, it matters because if we're gonna talk about it, you
Yeah.
better mention the name of it.
It's I'm gonna look it up right here for you. Fill some airtime, sir. That's what I'm talking
I
about.
stubbed my toe.
All right. So the movie is called. First of all, the first movie I saw.
Call me by
was
your name.
By recommendation of Mr. David Santos, the number 23.
Oh, you watched the
I
number
watched
23.
the number 23, and I also watch.
To my defense, I never recommended it. I just said, "Hey, these are the type of movies that I like." I never said, "Hey, you should watch this. This is awesome."
I don't know. I feel like somewhere in the
I didn't
podcast,
say-
somewhere.
Well, I think no.
You should watch it. You know what I
You
mean?
should watch. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was never. It was not an endorsement. This is not
Maybe
my
okay,
favorite movie.
yeah,
or anything
well,
like
no,
that.
no, definitely. I would definitely say.
No,
you did.
people liked it. There were.
I know.
There were people that actually.
I know. And I was going to respond when I saw Giovanni and Gilberto mention, one of their favorites or whatever. They love the movie. And I was going to respond at that moment. I was like, no, this should wait until I can explain myself a little better. You know what I mean? So I was
Prepare
like,
your vodkas.
and the other movie I saw, and I'm going to say it now because I'm going to freaking forget the name again. You Were Never Really Here.
You were never really here.
You were
okay,
never really
so
here.
all right. So if you tell me that's that title, all right. Here's what I'm envisioning. This movie stars as J-Lo and what's his name? One of the guys that played one of the Batman movies.
Michael Keaton.
No.
Val Kilmer.
There you go. And Val Kilmer. So J-Lo and Val Kilmer. And J-Lo is a seamstress. And Val Kilmer is a rich guy. Because it always...
Yes, it sounds like a Harlequin novel now.
There you go. Exactly.
Nice.
No, go ahead.
No,
What is the
it
movie
was
really
not.
about?
Before I get into
It's not
these-
a rom-com.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not a rom-com.
It's not a trash-com.
Before I get into these movies, I have something that the realization of, like, I came to it like almost like what do they call that? When
Like
your moment of like
clarity,
clarity,
the clarity,
moment of
yeah.
clarity for me.
Your epiphany.
Epiphany, yes, an
Thank you.
epiphany.
You
Thank
said
you
it
so
better.
much. So I want to tell you a story. We went, my wife and I, a couple weeks ago,
Ah.
maybe about a month ago now. We went to watch.
Call me by your name.
Huh?
No, sorry.
Oh no!
Call me
It
by
was
your name.
it was an orchestral tribute
Ah.
to Prince. Remember I told you?
yeah.
okay.
You went to Dr. Philip.
Dr. Phillips, yeah.
Oh,
Went to Dr.
yes.
Phillips, and we went to see it. To be fair, I didn't want to go see it because obviously it's not Prince. You know, he died, and he rest in peace. So I was like, if it was Prince, yeah, I'm
Why
there.
not?
You know what I mean?
I'm an orchestra.
Well,
Whoa.
Something happened with the mic there, sir. I think it's pulling down from the bottom.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me fix that. La 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 la. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. The show must go on.
Let's go on. So the reason one, it was on a Sunday night, and I'm like, I work Monday,
Oh,
and I was
shit,
like,
yeah.
I really don't want to go out on a Sunday night. You know what I mean? I'm getting old. That's what happens.
Uh-huh.
So that was one. Two, it was an orchestral thing, whatever. And I really wasn't actually the one going. My wife and two other people were going. They dropped out, so it was like, okay, well, we'll go. Obviously, we might as well use the tickets. So I turned out to really appreciate what I saw. It was actually good, okay, for the most part.
Yeah.
However, every so often, because it was instrumental,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? Every so often, this woman will pick up a mic and sing like a chorus of that, so like the part that they're up to in the chorus, and she'll be like one or two lines, and then she put the mic back down and she get back. She was playing the violin,
Uh-huh.
and every time that happened, it broke the
the
reality.
illusion? Really? Oh.
Because I'm sitting there enjoying the music, and it is really well done from an orchestra.
Yeah.
A lot of his music, which he had a lot of band stuff going on, his electric guitar and everything. They had everything on the stage. So it was really
wow.
nice. But when she sang, and not that she sang poorly, but it just like snapped the illusion. Is like, ugh.
Yeah. Now you're trying to do a cover.
I was brought back to the fact that I'm not actually listening to Prince.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every rest of the time I was appreciating it, but then this happened and it would take me out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So watching these two movies, you know what I mean? They seem to want to be these movies that I like. Okay.
Yeah.
The number 23 has a lot of moments that reminded me of the movie Seven, the movie Memento. Okay. The other one, which is I already forgot the name.
Call me by. I mean, I can't want
It's
to say
the
I don't
worst
know
name
why.
ever.
You were
for
never
a
here.
movie. Yes, you were never really
Yeah.
here. Jesus. That one had moments of another movie, Leon the Professional. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. Dear Lord, put that on your damn list. Anyway.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
you're building my list. So
I am building it. Okay. I'll put it on your list. So it had elements of that and elements of other gritty, gun for hire type movies.
Yes.
But every time something happened in the movie, it would take me out and makes me realize, God, this is not those movies. You know what I mean?
In the case of the number 23, it was Jim Carrey. I bet you.
No, it was freaking Joel Schumacher and the ridiculous. All right, so I'm going to start with the number 23.
Yeah.
First off, I thought it was okay. I can't give it a higher.
There you go.
I would say it's a passable.
Hey, what
we'll
did
leave
I?
it as a passable
What
movie.
did I say? If you go back to listen to last week episode, I said if you go with at least some sort of man,
Yeah. I walked out with the same meh.
yeah. There you go. I
Okay,
feel like
yeah.
that's good. That's good enough.
So, Jim Carrey, I actually enjoy Jim Carrey, believe it or
Uh-huh.
not. And I love Jim Carrey anyway. I think he's one of the better actors. He has actually a lot of range. He's not just, your funny guy, right?
Uh-huh.
That was pretty much it from it. Danny Houston, who was in your Frankenstein movie, wasn't here as well.
Oh.
He was the one who I guess looks to get with the wife or something like that at some point.
Oh yeah,
That's the same dude.
That's
Yeah.
the same dude.
Yeah.
Oh, there
So,
you go.
yeah.
I knew. Fuck my mic. I knew I seen it. It was like, I've seen
Yeah.
it recent.
Yes.
That was the
So-
yeah.
So he's a good one. Virginia Madsen plays the wife. She's a good actress. Here, I really think that they just weren't given much to work with. Jim Carrey himself can fill in a role. Doesn't matter where. It can be the silliest of roles. He will fill it out because he's okay with being silly. So it works seeing him in those moments. However, those moments, and I'm talking about the storytelling moments, whenever he was reading the book and it would go into the whole, what's supposed to like some neo-noir, whatever, and it's like...
him being the protagonist of this, it's like super noir.
Absolutely ridiculous. I was just like, that's when I was like, every time I saw that, I'm like, here's Joel Schumacher. Freaking Joel Schumacher, there he is. It's painted on the screen for me to realize... That's right.
See, I know, and I agree with you to a certain extent, but it didn't strike me as that level of bad. Not to say Schumacher is bad, but that level of, oh man, come on, I wish it. There were some parts that were kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it was interesting the first few times when I realized a large portion of the movie has this. I'm like, now this is getting a little ridiculous because it's not written to be, and again, it is. I get it. It's written to be silly or to be whatever the memoir is. It's his in his mind.
It's his fantasy, basically.
Correct.
Playing,
but I just it also felt like different from what the movie was. Like those scenes almost felt really silly, and then the movie itself is supposed to be serious because there's some serious stuff happening in. Oh my god, and this guy's going crazy and blah blah blah. And people are actually, there is death involved and all this good stuff. It's like, okay, so what is it? Are we supposed to take this seriously? Are we supposed to, realize it's a joke? Is he all in his head? You know what I mean? It felt way too, I don't know. And here's another thing I want to say as another in defense of my opinion of this film. I also realized that certain films, like I've told you before, I saw Office Space very, very late. You know what I'm saying? I saw it probably 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Okay, came out a long time ago. Yeah. So by the time I saw it, I was just like, okay, this is not as funny as everybody is hyping it up to be. Same thing happened with.
It's okay to be wrong, but go ahead.
I could be. That's what I'm trying to say. That understand that sometimes when you get to, if you're going backwards, movies have come out that have done this better.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yes, sometimes movies before it, did it better as well. So, but the point is that I think that's what may also hurt my opinion of this film because I didn't see it at the time that it came out. But
that's fair.
That said, there are some movies that will trump this, and I'm like, it's because they did it better, and I saw them already, and they're like some of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? Memento is hands down the closest to this movie that I can relate.
I
it
will
to.
watch Memento if you're describing it that way. We're gonna have to change Mike soon because I'm with you with it is not like. It is not a super movie or anything like that.
Yeah.
It is entertaining. It is a solid 7 to me, and I really like I like the story that was told, that the everything that transpired. I enjoyed it, But that said, I've heard of other movies. You just find out, let's say, a review or something like that, and it just blows your mind.
Yeah.
Like over here, it was cool to find out, oh, shoot, so this is what happened. It was cool to find out, and it's almost, it's almost mind-blowing in a way. It's cool.
Yeah,
the mystery is
mystery
good.
definitely was interesting. The whole number 23 thing was fascinating. I actually, after the film, I started just kind of, going online and looking up and, reading about stuff about the whole theory behind the number 23 and all that stuff. So that movies that do that, I always give them credit for saying, hey, you kept me interested at least in one aspect of what you were presenting, which that did. But the rest of the film, at some point, I was just like, oh, I see what's happening here. You know what I'm saying? I get it. All right. You know what I mean?
Were you able, okay, all right. So,
I was able to guess what that it was.
Yeah. Well, you have it. Well, yeah.
I guess I had some hints of it, but it wasn't it wasn't too hidden for me. Like I wasn't able to guess that that's what it was. But when it happened, I wasn't like ridiculously shocked. You know what I mean? It was still interesting for what it was. Yeah. But again, that was the
well, because I feel like because there's only so many characters. Like I was wondering, like introducing a character later on that we haven't seen would have been kind of I don't know. It could have been anticlimactic.
Yeah.
I
definitely.
I like the way.
Although they had some characters where it was like, okay, well maybe it's this person, maybe it's this. You know what I mean? But either way, I mean it was okay. I can't. I'll just leave it as.
We're talking too much about it already for what it is. It's a fun rom. It's a cool.
It's a rom com. There you go. No, just kidding.
Fun rom com. I see. Okay.
Yes. For the second one, which again I already forgot the damn name of it, but Wish You Were Here or something like that.
You were never here. That's why you keep wishing that they were there.
That's
because they were never there.
Yes. You were never really here.
Never there.
So basically, what this one is a story of a guy who is sort of like a hired gun. That he gets hired, by shady people sometimes not shady people, but to find missing girls. Okay. The movie is very gritty. Stars Joaquin Phoenix, that's the guy, and there's a couple of people they're not very important at all. It's very gritty to the point where I'm like, oh man, this is going to be that real, because he uses he doesn't use a gun for the most part. He uses a hammer. He's very quiet about stuff. He is,
Like Splatterhouse level though.
well, maybe not that Splatterhouse, but however, I was expecting that kind of Splatterhouse. So what lost me here again, it was those moments where, like in The Professional, which you haven't seen, but in The Professional, when things go down, man, do they go down? You know, it's just like, holy shit, the shit's about to hit the fan.
Yeah.
And then it hits the fan, and you're like, whoa, that shit was, you know what I mean? It literally brings you to that line, and it says, nah, we're just going to do this real quick, and then move on. You know what I mean? And it happened a couple times in the beginning or towards the middle, and I was like, okay, maybe they're just setting me up for that. Man, it's going to be that crazy or whatever. Yeah. My God, was that payoff not worth it at all? It was just like, basically, you don't get to see him take people out, because by the time you see him, they're already knocked out. And then when he gets to the person he's getting to, spoilers here, by the way, guys.
At this point, don't need to watch the movie, evidently.
It's the person's already taken out, and then you have this weird moment at a diner, and credits, you know what I mean? At that point.
Wow.
So
you might say it didn't have a real satisfying ending.
A climax is really what I'm talking about. They didn't have a good climax. There was an ending.
It gave you a real hard case of the movie Blue Ball. You're saying.
Actually, you know what? I like that analogy, and we're gonna go with that. So that's going back to my weird story that I mentioned in the beginning. That's what I mean to say that these movies were trying to be something or use elements for something that were great. In some cases it worked, in some cases it didn't. And when it didn't, it's because it kept reminding me why it's not working, because it's completely off doing something else for whatever reason, you know what I mean? And that's why it was disappointing.
All right, that's not bad. And also you can't really blame the movies for trying, though.
No, not at all. No. Hey, man, if I'm grading for effort, everybody gets an A. You know what I mean? Hey, you guys did. Although Joel Schumacher, I'm sorry, Joel Schumacher, you had already screwed up with Batman, and this is after Batman and Robin.
Yes.
Okay, so Batman and Robin. Yes, Joel Schumacher, director of the number 23, is also the director of Batman and Robin. Okay. No, there's no, and then like I said, those weird moments, they just scream Schumacher. I'm just like, oh yes. So yeah, that's all I've been doing. And we're back, guys, and we're gonna go right into our trailer of the week.
What? We have a trailer?
We have one this week. I know normally I stick to the films when it comes to the trailer of the weeks, but this week has a little launch trailer a game launch trailer that caught my eye, and frankly, I think I might have already bought this game.
Really?
Without telling you.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah. Just saying, like, I actually looked at it and I was like, oh, it's a launch. Remember, you asked me, when is that? Well, it's a launch trailer, so it's probably out already. And then I saw, it's out right now. Yeah. I was already looking at it, so I was like, well, if I'm already here,
Wow, full price and all.
Yes.
Impressive.
I know.
Impressive. Oh, of course, we're talking about what?
I'm sorry. Yes, we are talking about Tetris Effect.
Tetris Effect.
I'm not sure. Is it the Tetris Effect? I think it's just Tetris Effect. It's just Tetris Effect. Yeah.
Tetris Effect is a thing.
Yes, it is.
Evidently, it's like I was looking at Wikipedia, talking about Tetris Effect, and I was like, wait a minute, this is not talking about the game. This is talking about like some sort of mental condition.
The actual ailment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he suffers from Tetris Effect.
Yes, he does. That freaking guy. So the Tetris Effect, guys, looks really good. It is literally a amalgamation of Tetris with Rez and some Luminous. Do you agree?
I'm sold. I am sold. Yes.
However, it is $39.99. You know what I mean?
Which didn't stop you, evidently.
No, it did not. Fuck that. It did not. Tetris is Tetris, dude. Tetris is something you can go back to at any time.
You can go back to at any time.
And this one here is so beautiful.
Yes. I'm not going to deny. I think, I don't want to sound reductive or anything like that. I think it's a little overpriced for a Tetris game. Like, honestly, I was thinking about when I saw the announcement, I was thinking of, okay, this is an awesome $20 downloadable title. I now realize that probably would have been too much of a good thing. It would have been like
that would
gorgeous.
have been
$30 with the realities of gaming today, that should have been the sweet spot. $40 to me is a little out there.
Yeah.
A little to the point where I'll wait for a sale.
In its defense, which I agree, when you look at the package that you get, although it is a gorgeous game, guys, I'm serious, it's a gorgeous looking game.
Oh yeah, it looks amazing.
With the package that you get, I would agree $30 would have been what you call it, a sweet spot. It's like that's an immediate, that's perfect. Let me get that. $40, I'm pretty sure it has more to do with the development time behind making it a VR title. It is VR compatible. It doesn't require VR to play it, but you can, and that takes development. There's a whole thing being done just to have that available for it. So
$40 is for fans at that point.
Yes, and let's be real, Tetris is Tetris, man.
Yeah.
You have
I
fans
like
out there.
Tetris. I don't love I don't have that level of because at the end of the day it's still a puzzler game, which I don't hate them, but it's not like my kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I was willing to get it for my wife. Problem is that my wife doesn't like the audio visuals of it. She says it looks too busy.
It's too distracting.
And too distracting.
Yeah.
And my wife, there's some games out there like she loves the game, the mobile game Threes. Threes, yeah.
Which is an excellent mobile game.
Which is excellent.
Game,
and I've seen it, and this game is very relaxing. I mean, it's so relaxing that it put me to sleep. watching her play. I mean, not playing myself. And at one point I bought her Luminous, and she literally was like, "How do you mute the music? I can't stand the music." I'm like, "Honey, that's half of the game. Half of the game is the
why
music.
you're here,
If
yeah.
you're taking away the music, you're just left
Wow.
with a puzzler." She's like, "Exactly. I just want that." So I'm afraid that if I were to buy this for her, she would not appreciate it.
True.
I as much. And she likes Tetris. She really
I
likes
don't think
Tetris.
anybody doesn't like. Even my wife, who's not really a gamer, although I say that, and to my wife's credit, she beat Guitar Hero 3 and Journey.
Guitar Hero 3.
Oh yeah, by herself.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
so even though she's like, no, she's not into games. I was like, whatever, lady. I have evidence. Your gamer tag
You
says
play.
this. You've got these trophies.
You play.
But yeah, she would actually be down with some Tetris at any point. She likes Tetris. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't like Tetris. But this one just looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's just...
Well, I'm a big fan of Res. And
yes. This is from the makers
I
of
do
Res,
like... Yeah, I realize I do like those... Because this is Mitsubishi, right?
Who?
Mitsubishi? The
Mitsubishi?
Not Mitsuguchi.
Oh.
The creator
the
of
car
this,
company.
Of
Yes,
this
they
level.
made
Not
this.
Mitsubishi. Oh my God.
No, go ahead.
So he also, I believe he was responsible for the only Kinect game that I really enjoy, and I really enjoyed it.
Please tell me it's not the one. Go ahead.
Child of Eden.
Oh, okay. No.
Child of Eden was it was pretty much it's the same idea of Res. It's pretty much the same idea of Res actually, just implementing Kinect controls and less futuristic and more like surreal and fantastical and swimming with dolphins and crap like that. It was beautiful. I like it's funny. There is a name for the level of euphoria that you feel playing this level of games.
Euphoric?
Yeah. Well, no, it's synesthesia. I think is what it called.
Sure.
You can
Anastasia.
Wikipedia Anastasia. No, synesthesia.
Fantasia.
Fantasia. Yes, it comes from that. It's that level of fantastic. Like when I was playing Shadow of Eden, like the whole thing was so beautiful and the music and everything that I had an emotional reaction to it. It was like wow, like it is. It is a feeling like any other. So I've been pursuing that, and Reds gave me the same thing. It was like it was so the music and your actions and stuff like that. It was surreal and fantastical and beautiful and almost like goosebumpy, to the point where I freaking love Res. You know,
Yeah.
Another game that did it recently, but this game just it makes me angry in a good way, and it's because of the sounds of it. And you know which one I'm talking about, probably. Thumper,
Yeah.
yes, Thumper
I
is that
actually-
level of
I actually, believe it or not, I actually played Thumper. I every so often,
yeah.
like if I finish a short game,
Uh-huh.
but I still have time, and I'm like, I'm not gonna start something new. You know what I mean? I throw Thumper on and just go at it again. It's
you can
such
go with
a
it.
good freaking game.
And it's not. I'm sorry. It's not angry as to be, you know, angry. It's more like they're angry beats, you know, and you are jamming to this like.
It's all percussion. It's all percussion. Yeah. It's like yeah. Yeah,
It's so
exactly.
good,
Yeah.
man. Again,
It's really good.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Actually, I was on with the group chat with the guys, and I guess they were jumping onto something, and I was like, all right, I'll wait for you guys to do whatever. And that's what it was. They were going to do a share play so I can see what Call of Duty 4 looks like. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay. And then something happened with the connection. But in the meantime, I was playing Thumper, which probably was the reason why, because I was probably doing something else. But anyway, yeah, I go back to that all the time. So that's what I'm saying. Tetris, any Tetris, will do this. Will fill the same need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have so many of those little games downloaded onto my console that every so I just throw back. I'll go back to Hotline Miami or so and just do a couple levels. You know what I mean? Just to, in the meantime, because I don't want to. It's one of those things like I finish something and I don't want to start something new, but I have plenty of time.
Hotline Miami, yeah. Hotline Miami is another game where the music is. You cannot play that game without tapping your feet.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to go right into some news items. I wanted to quickly jump into some Black Friday deals because obviously we're going to bring that up every time we see something new.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we had the topic of the week.
That's right.
A little early.
A little early, but
There was not that many deals yet. But
Target, for some
better.
reason, had a bunch of shit going on.
Well, yeah. The leaks are happening. The quote unquote leaks.
Yes,
you know.
we'll call them leaks indeed.
Yeah.
Newegg Black Friday ad is
like the
out.
Newegg.
I know you do.
You're gonna tell me about the new
I sure the hell
Excel PowerPoint
Yes,
350i?
we sure are.
Yeah. He's
But
kidding.
I'm going to start with the Xbox and other stuff. Newegg Black Friday ad goes as such, guys, and look into this if you're at all interested in it. Xbox One console deals. You've got the Xbox One X 1 terabyte console for $399.99.
Oh shit,
That is
that's good.
$100 off.
Yeah.
You got the Xbox One S Minecraft bundle at $199.99. That's also $100.
That's really
off.
good for kids. Yeah.
Yeah. And on top of that, you get a $200 Xbox.
Yes.
That's not bad either. Controllers for both consoles are both down to $39.99. So that's $20 off. So
The best
third of the
controller
price.
on consoles ever designed.
This is PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Both are available. PlayStation VR, if you're interested at all with the VR, by the way,
For
Tetris
Tetris?
Effect is
Yeah.
out there. Yeah, so PlayStation VR bundle with 2 Move controllers, Creed, Rise to Glory, and Super Hot VR is at $249.99.
$249. I feel like I've seen a better. Well, wait. Did it come with games also? You
Yes.
said?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Like Creed, Rise to Glory, and Super Hot VR. Two games
Okay, so Creed
and 2
not-
Move controllers.
Okay. That's.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention that I seen the deals of $199 for VR, but I think it was just the VR. Set
Oh,
by
just
itself.
the
So
setup, yeah.
this is still really good then. Okay.
Here is a PlayStation VR bundle with Astrobot Rescue Mission and Moss, also $199. $199.99.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not
Okay,
bad. You
there
don't
you
get
go.
Move controllers with that though. Just FYI.
Yeah,
You're using the controller at that point.
you're probably reusing the old Move controllers that you have from your PS3 era,
Yes.
when everything was Move controls.
And GPU deals, guys.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, let's hear you
Yes.
mention some names over here.
Yes, we got the. I'm gonna screw this up.
No,
aren't
go
I?
ahead.
I feel like I should say it or read it. I don't know. EVGA or EVGA? I'm not
EVGA.
sure. EVGA. There you go.
Good. Nice.
EVGA GeForce GTX 1070 Ti Extreme Edition 8 gigabytes for $389.99.
No, not bad.
Not bad. It says
Now that the
six-
mining craze has gone to shit, I guess they are trying to get rid of of inventory.
Stock? Yeah. Mhm, yeah.
That's awesome.
Gigabyte GeForce RTX 2080 gaming OC 8 gigabytes for $749.99. You're saving $80 on that one there. The Asus GeForce GTX 1060 dual 6 gigabyte for $249.99. You're saving $70
That's
there.
a good one for you. You know, if you were to build a system, you want to start like a low.
Low
I
level?
mean, not low in the sense of this is going to be a cheaper price, but good performance.
But good for okay.
Yeah.
This one here also caught my eye just on the price alone. It was
Oh.
Asus ROG GeForce GTX 1070
1070.
Ti $429.99. You save $120 on that one.
Wow.
So that's actually
Wait. What? The 1070 you said?
1070 Ti.
1070 Ti. That's not bad.
Yeah, $429.99.
There's some good deals over here.
Yes, they are.
Man. Okay. All right. That honestly, that will be the video card that I will try to upgrade you to. If you were saying like,
After some time.
fuck this shit, just build me a computer. Here's the budget. Just do it.
Pretty much.
I'll
that's
be
what I'm
like,
saying.
okay, let's talk. Let's talk.
Yeah, you're on, sir.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right.
See what happens when I bring up, GPUs and shit?
My-
You just get fucking thrown off here.
No, I was gonna say. So I actually have it. I actually have my news on a different format now. I'm putting them on OneNote.
Oh, nice.
I discovered this by accident, actually, by pressing the wrong button and suddenly like asking me to save my news on this
OneNote?
program.
Nice.
So let's see how it goes. It might be terrible.
Terrible.
So I'm gonna-
Terrible.
I mean, we have what should be the main news. I don't know if I should bring it up right now because we're gonna talk about it a little bit on the topic of the week.
Save it for the topic.
Okay, all right. So maybe you will jump. All right, so let's talk about this then. Breaking Bad. Hey, a real Breaking Bad. No, actually, not a new Breaking Bad movie is in the works. Let's see, it's in the way from the series creator Vince Gillian. See, the fact that it's from the series creator
Is intriguing.
is intriguing.
Yes, I
Yes,
get you.
yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
get you.
So 5 years after the conclusion of the original series, Breaking Bad movie is in the works from the series' original creation, Vince Gillian, according to the Albuquerque Journal and Variety. While it isn't clear if the project will be a theatrical release or a TV movie in the same vein as those recently announced for The Walking Dead, another AMC show, the Albuquerque Journal reports that the film is using the production title of Greenbrier and will follow the escape of a kidnapped man and his quest for freedom. So those who don't know, Breaking Bad is the best thing that has happened on TV.
Yes.
The best series ever made. It began airing in 2008 to a critical acclaim. Everybody loved this. Actually, everybody that have seen it. I feel like a lot of people that has skipped on it because they it never looks, or it didn't look to me at the beginning when I started hearing the hearsay. It never looked to me like, oh, I need to see this. You know, it was when people were talking that I was like, okay, I need to know what this is about. And I watched the entire series, and I was super hooked, and I fell in love with the characters, and they were amazing. I am terrible with names, with actors' names. So you're gonna tell me the names of the actors?
Oh, wow, you're putting me on the spot.
Oh,
that's Walter White and that's Jesse something.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's their show names, though.
that's the show names. Yes.
Uh,
No, what I was gonna say is I really care about what happens on to these characters, and like I said, I fell in love with them. Fell in love with the supporting role was amazing. The plot was excellent. I mean, this is the show that you should be watching. That you should be watching at the very least until while you wait for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
There you go. Even though this is, to me, the best series, the best series that there has been. Anyway, no, the whole thing to say is, I feel like that series closed, and it was amazing, and it was enjoyable. I'm a little concerned about what at the announcement of a movie feels, is really, because let's say if it's not the same characters, then what is this really? You know?
That's my main issue with it. And to be fair, somebody on the group, can say, hey, they have the same writers, they have, all the original people who helped create the world are coming or are basically going to be involved.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's great.
Yeah.
But the story was literally made to be completed with a certain amount of time. That
was one of the high praises you gave it. It's like they don't waste time like a Walking Dead.
Correct,
They don't extend it. It has the right amount of length.
There's no episodes that are literally made to be filler. It's because
the
they
one
went
with the fly,
it.
though.
Huh?
That
was to me. That was actually a good episode because
that was a good episode. Yeah,
because I mean, it may have been one of the lower episodes, but it had a purpose.
No. I would not even say it's the low. I think it fulfills it. I think it fulfilled what it needed to fulfill. It was downtime on purpose.
Yes. By the way, if you didn't hear it, the episode is Fly.
It's an episode about a fly.
A fly.
Yeah. And yes, you heard right.
Yeah, exactly. An actual fly. Yes.
It is still amazing, and on the context of everything, it is still amazing.
Also, fun fact: directed by the same director who directed The Last Jedi.
Yes. So, yes. By the way, if you guys didn't know, yes,
he actually did several episodes. I want to say probably 4 episodes of Breaking Bad, and he did Ozymandias, which is probably the best episode.
Literally, the best on PC. I was gonna say shit on TV since. I was gonna say
something in the show in MASH.
Since I was gonna say since Star Trek: The Next Generations, the Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and Part 2.
Oh wow!
Back in his day, that was the motherfucking cliffhanger of cliffhangers.
Okay,
this was holy shit. Picard got kidnapped and literally turned into a Borg.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now the Borg is using all their knowledge to attack the Federation and to go right against the Enterprise. Holy shit, that was known as the best cliffhanger of all times.
God.
And So Breaking Bad.
But my concern about this is they are going to use a section of the series, a time period.
Well, we don't know. We're speculating. I feel like we're speculating on that.
That's not speculation because there's actually an IGN article saying that this is what they're looking to do.
Oh, okay.
And it literally says during a time where Jesse, was, and they mentioned it in the other article that you had posted.
Yeah.
That it's thinking around this whatever, but they didn't say anything. And then another article followed up.
I feel like even IGN, I feel like it's speculating on.
To be fair,
we don't know if this is about Jesse and Mr. White.
Perhaps, but realistically, if it's not about them, what are we doing then?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's my issue. It's like, what's the point then? And
Better Call Saul.
Even if, oh God, Better Call Saul is not. No.
Really, you saw Better Call Saul?
I made it to. My wife and I made it to season 3.
Season 3.
About maybe 3 episodes in, and we're like, honey, I'm sorry. Like, it's one of those things where we know we have a series that we're watching. When it's a good series, dude, we don't have to talk each other into watching it. We just watch it. You know what I mean? It's like, let's put it on. We got to finish this. You know what I mean?
Oh,
With
really?
Better Call Saul, it became this thing where like, honey, let's continue. Let's get it over with so we can get it out of the way. You know what I mean? And at some point, by season 3, we were like, I'm not even care. I told her, I said, honey, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to cut my losses here. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And
that's a shame.
Yeah, and not to say that it's bad, but here's the issue. The issue, one, is Saul was a cool character, but not what you came to see.
Yeah.
And you're seeing him.
Actually, I kind of wanted to see him.
Here's the deal. You're seeing him through 3 at this point for me 3 seasons where he's not Saul that he's Saul somebody else, and it's like, this isn't interesting. It's like at some point, so with Breaking Bad, if anybody has seen Breaking Bad, obviously I don't tell you what Breaking Bad means, but Walter White breaks bad in episode 1 or 2, you know what I'm saying? Here we're still waiting for him to break bad in season 3, and it's like what the hell? And to be fair, it's a little bit different of a character. He was already kind of a shyster, but he didn't become Saul yet. Actually, he has a whole fucking different name. That's not even his real name. So,
oh shit. Okay.
Anyway, my point is to say that spin-off didn't work, and here we go. You're going to do a film. Well, film is going to be 2 hours long. What are you going to capture within these 2 hours? Not that it can't be done, but it just feels like a money grab. That's really what it does. It feels like they,
Yeah.
you know what, we want to capitalize on the excitement for this because they just had a reunion, believe it or not. I think it was in Comic-Con or something like that. They just
Really?
went out. Yeah, so it was like, but it was more for Better Call Saul. But who was there? Walter White and all the other actors were. When it was like, what are you guys here promoting? Because you're not in that show because no one's met you yet. So what are you here for? So I think they saw the excitement in that and say, hey, man, I think we can get something going. And I think, boom, here we are. That's what led to this particular thing. Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong. Don't be wrong. I could be wrong. And I hope I am.
Well, the fact that it's from the, from the director and all that, I want to see what I want to see what it is. I'm not gonna write it off completely. Just
and don't
yet.
get me
It
wrong,
just sounds like
I wouldn't either. Yeah.
It just sounds like when they announced Solo, and you were like, "Oh man, really? Do we need it?" Do we need
Yes,
this? Yeah.
exactly. I'm glad you mentioned Solo, sir. My next news piece here has to do with Star Wars.
Oh.
Actually, it has to do more with Disney.
Hmm?
Disney Plus is the new streaming service that Disney's going to have.
That's what they're calling it.
It's called Disney Plus.
Man,
Per his Disney CEO.
how
Bob Iger.
unoriginal of these Imagineers. That's what they come on. It's Disney Prime. No, we can't use that. Shit, no. How about Disney Flix? No, come on. People are gonna confuse it with Netflix. Oh shit. Well, let's call it Disney Plus.
PlayStation Plus. No, you
Ah,
should. You see?
they're gaming. That's fine.
Yeah.
We can buy them.
A different genre. They can definitely buy them. The first Star Wars expanded universe movie, which was Rogue One, Star Wars story, is now getting its own spin-off show, which will air on the Disney streaming service, which is called Disney Plus. The new Star Wars series, which will follow Rogue One's charming Cassian Andor, will be a spy thriller set before the events of the film. So once again, another prequel.
Another prequel.
Diego Luna, who played the Cassian, who played Andor. You remember Cassian? Cassian's the one who he is the rebel guy at the very beginning, where he's like
Is he human?
He's human, yeah. He's human. He's the one who helps her in the end, but doesn't really. He didn't want to help her at first. He was actually trying to kill her father at some point.
Yes.
Spoilers,
I
by
think I
the way,
remember,
for anybody who didn't see this movie. So anyway, so the story basically revolve around him, the rebel.
I need to watch that movie again. I realize
It's actually not. I mean, it's very good. I still really enjoyed the hell out of it.
we were gonna watch them, or at least that was my fantasy of because I was getting married at the same day that it was being released, or around that, or around the opening of and we're gonna finish my wedding and then all go to watch.
Nice.
To watch Star Wars. It would have been awesome because it was like right there in the Epic Theater, like right there next to
right next to
the venue.
That would have been great.
That would have been great. I
been
know.
great.
I was afraid to bring it up. I don't know how disrespectful that would have sounded. She would have been like, because she's like that. She probably would have been like all upon, like that sounds
cool.
great.
So, for the record, guys, I wanted to bring this up because one, there's a series happening it's a prequel to a movie, which most of us kind of agree we didn't need. We got, and I enjoyed it because actually it expounded on certain things that
I
you
did like
didn't
that
know
character.
about.
Yeah.
That said, now we're getting a prequel to this character. So what's going to happen, which always happens, is going to contradict the movie at some point because that's what happens with most prequels. And secondly, this also proves that a lot of the stuff that you see right now on Netflix that has a Disney title on it, not going to be there.
Go away.
Yeah, not going to be there for much longer, guys. So
I don't know if I like the idea of yet another streaming service. See, I feel like this is the case of be careful what you wish for. Remember when everybody was hating on cable? Like, I'm a cable cutter. I don't care about paying $200 for cable when I only watch 5 channels and the rest they're just bundling crap on me, and I just want to be able to pick the stuff that I want. Well, guess what? That's what they're doing right now, and each of them think that they have enough programming to get to demand $15 or whatever is the amount, and it's crazy.
It is, but people are doing it, and that's the problem.
Well, I can see Disney.
I can see
happening.
Disney.
Yeah, I can see
honestly,
Disney.
Frankly,
CBS though, it's like
I'm
who
shocked
the fuck
that
is paying for CBS?
A lot of people. That's the weird.
Why?
thing.
What's there? Star Trek, and that's it.
No, that's what's exclusive there. People seriously, that's what's exclusive there. But people will, because here's the deal: the streaming services introduce one aspect watching TV, and that is you can watch it whenever you want.
Yeah, you can.
You don't have
binge
to
the
watch
hell out of it.
commercials, and you can binge the hell out of them, right?
Yeah.
So what did CBS do? CBS said, okay, we're going to do the same with our shows, but we're not going to have them anywhere else. So if you want to binge on our shows, you got to come to us. If you want to see certain, what do you call it? Exclusive, you got to come to us.
I want to watch the Star Trek, the new Star Trek, so bad because I heard good things about it, but I don't want to.
Actually, heard really, really good things. Like this last episode got like ridiculously.
See, I don't,
Yeah.
but I don't want to pay that, and I don't.
I
Want,
agree.
I don't.
I
I don't
agree.
want us to get to pirating. You know, it's.
No, I know.
I'm so angry because it's like they almost make us pirates because how else?
Because here's the deal: you
Paying
pay
them, I
for all
guess,
those
but-
services. You're back to paying
You're back
cable
to paying
prices,
cable, and with
it's
less channels,
and even
yeah.
cable's going to be there going, "Hey, come on
cheaper
back,
with it.
guys."
I
Yeah,
know.
you know what I mean.
Totally.
Although you don't want to do that because no Netflix or Hulu specials or any of that stuff is going to be there.
No.
So I agree. I don't honestly. I'm shocked Disney didn't already do this.
Yeah.
To be completely honest with you, they have enough content that they could have done this a while ago
Yeah.
and made content to fill in any gaps.
Hello, ABC.
Yeah, anything from ABC.
Anything from
All
ABC could
ABC
be-
stuff is
Yep.
all Disney. So that's why I say, as much as I don't like the fact that Disney's doing this, I can't see myself not paying for it, dude,
Man,
because they have so much content that I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to have
You
that
gotta
stuff.
want,
Yeah,
really? You will
yes.
pay for it.
I'm gonna have to let something go though. I'm gonna have to,
What?
Hulu. I'm sorry. I'll have to let you go, buddy. You know what I mean? It was fun while you lasted, but we got to move on here, guys. Sorry.
It's so hard. So this news was actually quite a shocker, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit also.
Oh, shit.
But I don't care about this property enough to give it that level of care. Final Fantasy 15 shakeups. So the director quit.
Yes, I heard.
DLC has been canceled.
Wow.
And the PC support has been stripped back. So, yeah, Final Fantasy 15 had a difficult 10-year development where the game grew from an battle spin-off. You know, it was meant to be a spin-off of Final Fantasy 13, the worst Final Fantasy of them all, of all time. 2 years after its launch, it's still a struggling beast. Though the latest developments appears to signal the beginning of the end for this entry in the series. No, Final Fantasy as a series is not going away. We're just talking about Final Fantasy 15. So Final Fantasy 15 director Hajime Tabata, the man
Tabata indeed. I'm sorry. Yeah.
the man who fixed the meandering Final Fantasy 15 project and guided the game to release, has quit Square Enix. In the wake of its success, Final Fantasy 15 has had an entire second wave of additional downloadable content announced too, and the majority has now been canceled.
It's a shame.
There was a sign that something was up with Tabata and the team. When it came early this week, that Square Enix revealed that it was writing off an extraordinary loss of around $33 million in production costs associated with the Luminous Productions, a young new spin-off studio the publisher set up for Tabata and members of the Final Fantasy 15 to create new content and titles. So basically, I guess things were kind of rough already. This comes as no surprise. Final Fantasy 15 in itself, it's not that it's a terrible game or anything like that. It struck me like what they did media wise was amazing. They created a movie that was good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Kingsglaive.
And then the game. And the problem with the game was that I personally felt like it didn't have a particular identity. Like it wanted to be something that Final Fantasy games are not typically. And also that fighting system was god awful. But people enjoyed it, and enough to have spin-offs. Not spin-off, but additional downloadable content that was not planned for it made. The problem was that the development of that was costly. I don't know if they're reusing this engine for anything else. I don't know if I never hear of.
I mean,
I-
just
I-
because he is it his engine, Tabata's engine, or
No,
well,
but
then yeah, somebody
was-
else is going to take over.
but the fact that the development was kind of tumultuous, I don't
Oh,
feel like it's his
ridiculously,
fault.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not that well informed.
I mean, we don't
onto
know.
the-
We don't know what was happening in the background, and we don't know, the pressures that they were being put on. That said,
Remember Square Enix,
Yeah,
though.
that's
They
what
were
I'm
pressing
saying.
the living shit out of.
yeah, but at the same time, how long did it take for Final Fantasy 15 to come out? I mean, it wasn't like Square, had no reason to say, dude, speed the fuck up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that said, I mean, I still think it's pretty sad that unfortunately ended up happening, and he's gone. But he's looking to start his own
His own
company.
studio?
Yeah, his own studio. So that's always
Oh.
a good thing. But then
But-
again, that just means it's going to be another 15 years before we see a title from him.
That's no kidding. That Final Fantasy 16, whatever that ends up being.
Yeah.
There's a quote from Tawa that says, in regard to my next endeavors and near future, I have a project that I truly wish to solidify as my next challenge after Final Fantasy 15. For that reason, I have decided to leave my current position and start my own business in order to achieve my goal. Tabata officially left the company on October 31st.
Wow.
I'm a little upset. Well, actually, but let me continue because actually there's a little bit more on it. There was a multiplayer component to Final Fantasy 15 called Comrades, which is still going to be released, but only on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
No PC.
Yeah, the standalone PC release of Comrades has been canceled. And also it says Comrades is also going to be removed from the Final Fantasy 15 Season Pass once it launches standalone, with the price of the Season Pass adjusted accordingly. Just in case it wasn't all just in case it wasn't all confusing enough, existing owners of the Season Pass will retain their copy of Comrades.
Well,
So-
that's good at least. Yeah.
Yeah, PC players aren't just losing on Comrades either. The PC support for Final Fantasy 15 across the board is being significantly pared back. As live from Square Enix bizarre live event presentation announced this news declared that the Windows edition would have a production cancellation.
Oh shit.
And it appears that other than the Arden DLC, Arden's one of the characters that made an appearance on Final Fantasy 15. And there was supposed to be another ones around the lady character and another one around the main character, which I thought the whole game was about him. But anyway, that's not happening. So it appears that
Yes, you're not gonna get that.
so Arden is going to be the only DLC that will come to PC. All further updates are canceled, so I'm imagining also like patches probably. The promised mod
the
support.
team is still there though, isn't it? It's just Tabata that.
Hey, they're saying it's out.
Wow.
The mod support, which was something that was promised, detail, and even demoed at events. The fact that that well, I'm telling you, that the new video card, the new NVIDIA video cards were supposed to show this ray tracing technology that is meant to change the way that light is shown on games. It's supposed to be more realistic. It's almost like this. This will be almost movie-like,
Okay,
like
yeah.
like
Like
the effects
realistic,
of
yeah,
Batman,
yeah.
like Star Wars, like the effect in Star Wars and stuff like that. Which, by the way, the 2080 Ti's or the 2080s are out there. I have a card. I have one of them right there on my computer. There's still not a single game that supports that, mind you. But Final Fantasy 15 was one of those games that was supposed to have that. Now it's like that's up in the air. That's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
not
probably not
happening.
gonna happen at this point. Yeah.
So needless to say, this is all disappointing. Fans can look forward to the episode of Arden at least, but the changes appears to be sudden and unannounced, and it is a great shame. Yeah, definitely.
That sounds.
For people that like Final Fantasy. Like I said,
I mean, there
don't
are a
have-
lot, and there are a lot of people expecting it, and they had a big thing planned. They had a
Yeah.
nice roadmap going.
Well, apparently, I
for-
thought it was doing well because if
I think
they were
it was.
planning,
I don't think it wasn't that it was not doing well. I just think I think there was something going on. You know,
I'll tell you what it is.
something-
It's fucking Square Enix unrealistic expectations.
They
of,
do have a-
you gotta
yeah.
sell 3 gajillion, units, or else this is a failure. It's like that. Like I know, like this has not been announced. All right, this is news from the future. This is an GG exclusive. All right,
Oh shit!
Tomb Raider is canceled. They're not coming with any other Tomb Raiders because seeing the way this last one underperformed, I almost guarantee you that Square Enix is just gonna put the axe on Idols, and that's
I mean,
it.
it will probably. I don't know if they're gonna put the axe on Idols, but they'll definitely they're definitely shelving Lara Croft
Tomb Raider,
for
yeah,
some
Lara
time.
Croft, yes.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I will definitely agree with that. They're not gonna let go of it or sell the IP, although they should because some other
I know,
people can
yeah,
do
I
better
know.
with it. But whatever.
Hey, they did it with
you imagine-
Hitman 2 got released and to raving
Stellar
reviews.
reviews, yeah.
And that's actually what they did. Square Enix was like, we don't want this no more.
Keep your IP, yeah.
They exactly developed the IP and they made something amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm almost like, oh man, I should be playing that, but I should be finishing the first one anyway, or start the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To jump back onto some Netflix news, because
News.
I realized I did miss this. Netflix, is increasing its partnership with Asian Entertainment. The streaming giant announced 17 new Asian original productions Thursday, including 5 new anime series. I say this for the record, guys, because Castlevania is out there right now, season 2 or part 2. I'm not sure what they're calling it, season 2. And I've seen season 1. I haven't seen season 2 yet, but dying to get into it. And it is getting some awesome freaking reviews.
Really?
Yes. Which is the Castlevania, based on Castlevania 3 and Symphony of the Night is what the story is, yes.
Oh, now
yes.
I'm interested.
And let me tell you, I remember thinking the first part was, I want to get into the second part because it left me like wanting more.
Yeah.
I think it was only like 4 episodes, if I remember
Yeah, it
correctly.
was
And they
4
were kind of short. It was like, it is what it is.
Half an hour.
But no, it was like 23
Well,
minutes. You know what I mean?
If you take away the commercials.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And honestly, sidebar, guys, if you don't have commercials, why are you making them?
Yeah,
23
why are you?
minutes?
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
This is
They're
bullshit.
thinking of syndication. That's why.
Fuck that. Come on now. All right. moving
Or
on.
they should do like Seinfeld and play it at syndicated Seinfeld, play it at faster speed. Yes, that is actually a thing that literally happened, and I
Yes.
saw a demo of it, and it was terrible.
Wow.
How they speed up Seinfeld? They keep the pitch normal, but they actually speed up
The
their
episode.
acting and the acting and the talking and everything
Wow.
artificially, just so that they can have more space to put more commercials. That is some
That's some
major
Yeah,
bullshit.
yes. Ludicrous speed, Seinfeld, guys.
Yes.
So the first of these anime series will be set in the Pacific Rim universe.
Oh, I
yeah.
saw that. Yeah,
And it will follow 2 siblings learning to be
I
pilots.
never watched.
Of the,
I never watched
the second one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
well,
neither, right?
I have not.
It was
no.
something like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly.
That looked like a straight to video. Go ahead.
The adaptation will be produced by Legendary Entertainment, which is also behind the movie, and showrunners Craig Kyle, one of the writers behind Thor Ragnarok,
Ooh.
and Greg Johnson, the head writer of X-Men Evolution, the animated series. Netflix also announced several adaptations that would also be part of its anime lineup. Altered Carbon.
Anime,
Yeah,
really?
anime.
Are they still playing? Are they still playing the? This is actually giving me.
I can tell.
this beer is giving me the effects.
You're such a lightweight.
Hey man, this is anyway.
Yeah.
We're not counting. No, I was gonna say, are they still doing the Outer
Series?
Carbon series? Yeah.
Yeah. It's been renewed for season 2. It just obviously
It
they haven't
hasn't
done it
happened.
yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Of course, this is based on the Arthur Carbon novel, which is by Richard K. Morgan. Will explore different parts of the universe than the Netflix live action show. Dai Sato, who previously worked on Cowboy Bebop and
Oh, shit.
Samurai Champloo, will adapt. That's an amazing get. Let me tell you. Gacaster of the Insect Cage. This one is way out there. Let me tell you. Based on a manga about people who turn into giant insects, will be directed by Full Metal Panic director Koichi Kajira and animated by Studio Gonzo. And if you don't know who Studio Gonzo is, that is the makers of Afro Samurai.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. There you
Yes, that's some stylish shit right there, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And finally, Tres will be based on a Philippine graphic novel about a girl taking on criminal underworld full of supernatural beings. Jay Oliva, who did the Wonder Woman animated film, and he also was involved with Legend of Korra, will executively produce. Actually, it said finally, but for some reason there's something else here. So let's move on. Netflix is also adding an original story to its slate upcoming anime called Yasusuke. The series' main character is very likely based on the historical African samurai Yasusuke and will be voiced by Lakeith Stanfield from the show Atlanta and the movie Get Out. Yasusuke will follow. Get out. The Yasusuke will follow a retired Ronin who is forced to escort a child through a feudal Japan that features mechs and magic.
That sounds interesting.
Let me tell you a little something, sir. I fucking love anime. Okay. I don't have Funimation because, frankly, I can't afford any other fucking
Because it's yet another one.
No, what? Not Funimation.
Oh,
Crunchyroll. Yeah, I don't
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll because I can't afford any more. Whatever. The fact that these guys,
I want to get that back.
Netflix, they're obviously going all in on some anime. God, does that make me excited? And we're getting good shit. Shout out to Adi Shankar, which is the maker of Castlevania series. He's also the one who did the Power Rangers really graphic 15, 20-minute thing.
Yes.
Same exact guy
Oh, that
who
was
did that.
awesome.
That's who's doing Castlevania.
The
Okay?
real
Yes.
mature Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, yes.
Power Column Ranger.
Yes, he did something else. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. But
That
he
shit was
he does these real little things. Obviously, they're released with no, you don't have to pay for them. You can go on YouTube and watch them. They're amazing. He is a fan of pop culture. And
he
he
creates some
loves to
amazing-
fucking make shit good.
Yeah.
And here he is making Castlevania. And then now here's Netflix finding other people who are great at doing this and bringing that talent, dude. I can't go
Dude,
I
that
can't
is
go
awesome.
Netflix, man.
If you got, I at this point in time, I believe that almost everybody in our group should have seen this already. But if you haven't, YouTube, no, you know what? Don't YouTube. Do not YouTube. Do not YouTube. Vimeo Power Column Rangers.
Okay.
The Power Rangers, the mature Power Rangers. I don't care what just do not YouTube it. YouTube has heavily censored version.
Yes.
That is crap. You want to see the original version as it was filmed. The original version has some violence, some gratuitous violence, has nudity, has some amazing action sequences. Dude, this reimagine of Power Rangers got me super excited for Power Rangers the way that nothing has.
Yeah.
And obviously, they're never gonna do. This is never going to happen. Only on a reimagining, on an unofficial reimagining.
Yeah.
Because what's their name? Whatever is the company that owns.
Something with an S.
Yeah, Senpai. Whatever it is.
something like that,
They actually they requested them to take it down.
Yeah.
And then they came up to an agreement. And then YouTube.
Yeah, because
had
they were
some
like,
version.
he was saying, hey, because the whole thing came with, hey, there's money involved. He's like, no, there's
No,
no money
there's
being
no
made
money.
here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
This
not
is free.
requesting money. There's no monetization involved. He's like,
And
nope.
it was so high production values
Oh
on
my
it. It was
God,
ridiculous.
absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my God, yeah.
I got to watch it again.
I need to watch that again. 'Cause that thing was amazing. It has Starbucks from
Starbucks. Yeah.
from
He said
Battlestar
Starbucks.
Galactica. Starbucks.
They had
yeah.
the coffee.
They had the coffee. What better than that coffee?
No, but Starbucks.
Starbucks
Seriously.
from Battlestar Galactica.
She's hot.
She is super hot. All right, so let's bring it to gaming again.
Sure.
And then you can take it back to your movies and your
Okay.
stuff.
If need be.
God damn, man, that PlayStation Pro is fucking loud. It is.
Is it?
Dude,
I mean, I know mine's
you
is,
ever-
but
yeah.
mine's is a regular, so it's ready to take off.
let me
basically.
put it this way. If playing God of War, remember specifically playing God of War, you pull up the map, that thing sounds like it literally going to take off. It is hair dryer levels of loud.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, you have, and of course, if you're playing with headphones, it might not
You're
bother
not-
you so
yeah, you're not
much.
here, yeah.
You can still hear it though, because I remember it's fucking loud. If you're playing it with your regular speakers, you do not own a sound system good enough to drown the sounds of the PlayStation Pro when it's on high gear.
So,
So-
real quick before you even continue this, I
Uh-huh.
do want to point something out, which I thought that Red Dead being, 380 gigs
Yeah.
of memory and all this stuff, I thought that this thing's literally gonna fucking start flying in my living room, because I'm like, this is gonna be and considering all the realism and all this stuff, this is literally gonna make this shit take off. No. It
hasn't.
literally, I have other games that make it sound louder than this. For some reason, this one does not get high. I actually took my headset off, put it down because I went to go get something, and I came back and I'm going. I've been playing for at least 3 hours now, and
What-
it's still at a nice little even. I'm like, oh man, this and I wonder if it's installed. Is that what it is, or what the deal is there? But
What makes it go that high is it depends on what type of graphic effects they're using. And
Oh,
when
at
I say
that
graphic
moment, okay.
effect, I don't mean how beautiful the graphics look. I mean like specific graphic effects are more taxing on the GPU of the system. So it's gonna run really hot, and of course the fan is gonna
Gonna
try to
turn
do
on,
its
yeah.
power to cool it off. So. But all that to say, Sony has released an updated version of the PlayStation 4 Pro
oh yes,
without bothering to announce
tell
it.
nobody. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking shadow drop that shit.
The new, they say apparently it's still not as quiet as an Xbox One X, but it's close. And of course, the Xbox One X, I mean, they over-engineered this system. That shit has a fucking vapor chamber, like water cool, like some crazy stuff. And that's the reason they've been able to maintain, that level of quiet. So, but this one is it's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
So the new models run a few decibels quieter than a previously updated 2017 version, which also ran a few decibels quieter than an original 2016 version.
Wow. Okay.
So I guess they're making a big deal about this one because they're saying like, oh no, this one is actually
Something serious.
getting quiet. Yeah. In testing the new model, here we go. Testing the new model while playing God of War. Digital Foundry measure a 2 to 3 decibel reduction, depending on whether measuring from the top rear of the console. Oh no, from the top or the rear of the console. Now, mind you, you say 2 to 3 decibels. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when it comes to sound, that is significant. That actually is it is very significant. The reduction apparently comes from a new type of power supply. The new supply uses a standard figure 8 style input that is also used on the PlayStation 4 Slim, Xbox One, and Xbox One X. All the PlayStation Pros use a 3-prong connector for the power supplies. So I don't know why they mentioned that on this article because who the fuck cares? But if you're wondering how to bag you some, one of these newer PlayStations, consumers can identify the new version by looking at the front of the package. This is the model number, CUH 7200. So that is Charlie Umbrella Hotel dash 7200, model number before buying.
Oh wow.
Last year, the PS4 Pros had a CUH 7100 printed on their packaging. If you're looking out, if you haven't bought a PlayStation, actually, if you're looking to buy a PlayStation Pro, you could be, I don't know, regular PlayStation looking to upgrade to a PlayStation Pro, then make sure that you're grabbing this one in particular, this model. Unfortunately, I don't see where you mention any particular bundles that will guarantee you. But I heard that there was a bundle that was coming with Red Dead. Not like an official. Yeah. That
It was I believe it was a.
Like
But
a-
I don't know if it's that model. I don't think they mentioned that.
well, no, they wouldn't mention. That's the thing. They wouldn't mention that.
Yeah,
they're
they
just
mentioned
bundling
fucking
it.
shadow drop this shit.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna run through my last two pieces here real quick.
Oh,
'Cause
shit.
they're smaller items anyway. The Joker and Harley Quinn are coming to PUBG.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Not sure if you saw the trailer for it. It actually looks pretty good. Joker and Harley Quinn from 2016 Suicide Squad, the best versions of it, evidently, are coming to Player Unknown Battlegrounds. And it was announced today that 2 DC villains will make an appearance in PUBG as a pair of skins. Beyond the announcement, unfortunately, PUBG Corp didn't offer much in the way of details about when and how Joker and Harley would appear or how their inclusion would impact the game. The developer simply confirmed a fairly obvious teaser from last week that hinted at a prison break. However, it does look like Harley Quinn's bat might become a new melee weapon for PUBG.
Okay.
The announcement, of course, appears as to also confirm that DC has hitched its wagon to PUBG after Marvel found its home in Fortnite earlier this year with the appearance of Thanos. The Infinity War tie-in came with its own limited time game mode. We'll see if PUBG has something similar planned soon. For the record, this is from Polygon that are reading this. So, interesting bit of stuff. And I think we mentioned, did we mention last week? Or maybe I just posted it on the group that PUBG looks to be coming to PlayStation 4 as well.
I believe we mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, we did mention it. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
also something else.
Which I believe we also say it might kind of be too late.
Yeah, I did say that.
Not in reality, it's not, because it's still a free to play and everybody's going to jump in on it.
Is it free to play?
Well, PUBG, yeah, but that's my
No, it wasn't.
understanding. No?
Free to play. It's $30.
Oh shit! I'm thinking of
thinking of
Fortnite.
Fortnite,
Yeah,
yeah.
Fortnite is free to
Fortnite,
play.
yeah.
See, you guys have not learned anything. Fucking PUBG charging. Come on, guys.
I mean, I don't know if they're charging on PlayStation 4, but they might as well. What the hell, you know?
You should learn from. Oh, by the way, are you done?
Oh, I had that last piece.
Okay.
This is kind of a little bit odd one, which made me laugh a little bit. And I felt like making you guys laugh a little bit. Super Mario Brothers 3.
Ding, ding, ding,
It's a book
ding,
by
ding,
Elise Noor.
ding, ding,
It's about the history of the 1990 platformer of the same name. Grabbing Pussy by Karen Finley is a provocative collection of poetry and prose examining the psychosexual obsessions that have burst onto the surface in today's American politics. Two things that, let's be real,
They go side by side perfectly.
can't be further from each other. You know. But in one hell of a delivery room switcheroo, somehow the cover of Noor's book was printed onto Finley's tome. And that was shipped to Nintendo fans expecting to learn more about the Mushroom Kingdom, and we don't mean the one in Donald Trump's trousers. That is some interesting stuff, sir.
Hey, we have come full circle.
Let me tell you, sir, that's hilarious. Publisher Boss Fight Books tweeted about the humorous mix-up today after some Amazon customers buying Noor's book ended up with a swapperoo. Evidently, Boss Fight and Noor's publishers share the same printer.
Oh, shit.
And Boss Fight said that both books had the exact same page count, page type, and specs, and they were right in the line,
Contents.
right next to each other. Now they share the same contents, that's for sure.
Oh, shit.
That's some interesting stuff there, sir. And part of me is like, man, that's
That's
Super Mario Brothers
hilarious.
3 book. That's amazing. I would love to know that. Then you'll see the other book. I'm going,
That's amazing.
that's even more, man. I got
didn't get
to see what this is about. You know what I mean? I wonder if there's some collaboration coming out. Just saying, man.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Oh my God, that's awesome. Princess Peach. Grabbing by the pussy.
Princess Peach, indeed.
So, Activision, talking about grabbing by the pussy.
Oh, damn.
Activision, they say they're not happy with Destiny sales. Well,
Really?
well, sales of Destiny 2 Forsaken have not lived up to the Activision's expectation. The publisher said today on an earnings call, or the day that this released. I don't know if it was really today, Friday, but there was an earnings calls, and they say they were promising to investors a faster content model and new forms of monetizations for the game. Of course,
yeah.
This comes at a time where Destiny fan base is as happy as they have ever been. Which raises serious questions.
They can't be happier this way.
They can't be happier.
I finally got a good Destiny.
They got a Destiny 1.0. They completed the game with Forsaken.
and then the makers going, nah, man, we fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's Activision to you.
Jesus Christ.
With Destiny 2's release in 2017, Activision and developer Bungie tried very hard to appeal to as many players as possible, streamlining the many of the first game's esoteric systems and forcing on all new characters to start from scratch. Destiny 2 earned a better critical reception than the first game. It wasn't what hardcore players wanted. And in the months after the launch, Bungie put up a great deal of effort into overhauling the weapon systems, the end game, and just about every other mechanic with very productive results. The improvements culminated with Forsaken, an expansion that came out in September to critical acclaim. The full level grinding and regular stream of rewards activity, along with the cool secret and killer endgame content, which has made hardcore Destiny players happier than they've ever been. It didn't sell enough copies to meet It didn't sell enough copies to meet Activision's expectation, however, and they quote, "Some of our other franchises, like Destiny, are not performing as well as we'll like," the company said on the earning call. This news shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who has been paying attention recently. Last week, Activision started giving away the PC version of Destiny 2 for free until November 18. So if you haven't had the opportunity to grab it,
and
grab it.
PlayStation did it in October for the whole month.
That's true. That's true.
Next month, it's coming to Xbox One.
You
heard it here first.
A sign of weak sales for the franchise. We have not yet seen the full core re-engage in Destiny, Activision said, which has led to the underperformance against expectations to date. Some players are in a wait-and-see mode, and if you're in, you're deeply engaged. If not, we think now is the time to bring players back. That's a quote from COO Cody Johnson. I was a little surprised, not because I thought that Destiny was doing better than ever or anything like that. Honestly, I knew that the honeymoon with Destiny was over already.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
a lot of people have left the game, but there was a lot of good vibe about this expansion. And to be fair, I played it. I haven't beaten it just yet. I haven't returned to it, but I saw the improvements. It's just I feel like Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 were too close together to be the same game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think a 10-year cycle of this type of game is sustainable. You can't just do this.
So I would say that, but then you have games that do last a long time. Let's look at, we'll get into a little bit more in depth about Diablo, but that's a game that comes out every fucking 10 years. And I don't know if I assume they still, Blizzard's a big company that still supports stuff, so I assume they still support Diablo 3, the most current version of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I can see it done when it's done correctly, but you have to have a good game to begin with in order to have people come back to it. You know what I mean? And I think the problem with Destiny was that they didn't. The starting point was not great. They try to make up for it. And of course, you had to pay into the makeup for it, into that version of it.
Yeah.
And after a while, and then Destiny 2, when they said, Destiny 1 was going to be a 10-year game, well, guess what? 3-4 years later, here comes Destiny 2, and now you're like, oh shit, I thought it was okay. Now it's starting over again.
Yeah.
And, it became this thing where you start to see the lies, for what they are. It's like you said, this is what you said originally, and you have companies already doing this. That they are able to support. Look at World of Warcraft. That's the fucking same shit for forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they, you have companies. It's not unheard of that is being done. But the problem here is that, and not that Activision is not involved with Blizzard, but I'm just saying, Activision is involved here, and there are bean counters involved. They're going, yeah, we need another big thing. So what do you got for us? And they're like, well, we can do this, or we can relaunch the whole thing and charge everybody another $60. Well, they're like, well, hey, that looks like the more money route. Let's go that way. And by the time you get to Forsaken, when you finally get delivered the product that you were promised years ago,
People are
at
already jaded.
you have many people who have left the fold. Those who have remained in the fold are like, it's a godsend. We finally got what we wanted.
Yeah.
And you have the bean counters going, this cost us more than we really wanted to spend, and we didn't really get that much back. And now
Yeah.
we're handing the game out for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In so many places. So that's the issue there. The issue is the issue is Activision. All right? We already know about that. I don't have to go into detail. The second thing is the promises that were broken. And that's we had a whole hot topic about, the promises behind Destiny, and have they finally been delivered? Yeah, they have been delivered now after
2 years or
two main
more.
games
Yeah.
and countless iterations in between that you've had to pay $40 maybe for, or $20
Not
for.
to
You
mention
look-
the $60 for the main game.
for the main game, yeah. And if
Yeah.
you did all of it, you're $300 in at this
Yeah.
point. You know what I'm saying? You finally got the game you wanted. You know what I mean?
And you are making some adjustments to the game, but the core gameplay is still relatively the same.
Yeah.
And it's getting to it's getting a little stale. Like I play when I find myself playing Destiny, in some cases I find it more paying attention to like the environment, because they do some fucking awesome environments. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. But the shooting mechanics, yes, it was, it's fun and all that, or it was.
It is a lot of fun.
And but now it's you just do it so much that at some point you just lose steam, And the story is, it's not like because of the way it is. Even with this great story about what happened to Kate and all that, it's still being delivered in. Okay, go talk to this guy. MMO format.
Yeah.
Go talk to this guy.
Your
Okay,
standard, yeah.
this guy is gonna give you a block of text, or he might speak it, but it's still it's real information. He's not gonna move. He's not gonna accompany you, to do anything. It's not dynamic like say a Halo game where everything is happening. Everything is it's dynamic. You have characters accompanying you sometimes, or you by yourself some other times, and there's none of this. Oh, I gotta go visit this person and then hear what they have to say, and then go kill 20 rats and then come back and deliver the. It's not that. It's not that. So I don't know. Well, I feel like Destiny 3 is the last Destiny, and that's it.
I feel like I agree, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's gonna have the worst sales. Because at that point they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You fooled us once, you fooled us twice. There's just no third. There's no third. I honestly, and don't get me wrong, you're gonna have your people, who really are into the lore and everything, and that's fine. It's good. Hello, these are the ones that they came to anyway. So it's good that they're into it, but you are now the few. While before there were the many, and the many is what Activision want. And frankly, if there aren't the many, you're not gonna get anything past that.
Let's be real. Nobody's fucking playing Destiny for the lore. Because
there are some people who do play it.
It's just I feel because again it's the MMO stigma of we're gonna deliver you the next big baddie on this expansion, and then when you're done with it, that's it. He was inconsequential to the rest of the major thing. There's no these experiences are so compartmentalized.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah, compartmentalization.
Thank you.
Compartmentalize, yeah.
Yeah, that they don't really matter on the great scheme of things. It's like when you get to Destiny 3, you're not gonna care about Oris or whoever whoever the hell it was that. See, I can't even I can't even be bothered to remember.
I just fucking finished
the things that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Red War maybe, and that's just because that was a main thing of Destiny 2, but that was not the main thing of Destiny 1, because the Destiny 1 was who knows what the hell it was with Destiny 1. I know the Traveler. That's it. It's like this is not an arc, like an arc storyline that encompasses everything. That you want to know about your character. Your character just fought a big baddie, then he fucked the next big baddie that didn't have to do anything with the previous big baddie, or maybe it was related, but it's still its own individual season.
Yeah,
let's call
I
it.
get you.
So I don't know how sustainable this is gonna be. That's why I tend to say most people that play Destiny, they play just for the loot and just to get the next big weapon, but they're not really like engrossed into the lore of it. They
I-
almost
I kind of think some of them are, sir.
some of the yeah. Well, there's gonna be exception, but I don't think a Ramiro, for example, gives two shit about that.
bet you- I
I don't
bet
mean to
you-
talk to him.
I bet
I don't
you
mean to
have-
talk, for
No, I
him.
know what you mean, but I bet you if you were asking him about certain parts of the lore,
he would know.
he would know.
Well, yeah, but
So
at that
would
point, does he know because he's into it or because he has played that level many, many times? You know,
perhaps.
because
but
again,
if,
it's not that.
That's still being into it
engaging.
because if you were not into it, you're not going to play the level many times.
I people that play there's people that play Diablo. It's the same thing with people that play Call of Duty. They don't,
Yeah,
a lot of
no
them don't even
story
play.
there. Let's be real.
No. But the previous Call of Duties have
single player.
have single players.
Yeah.
And
Well,
some people
there's-
skip it completely. I feel
Sure,
like that's
but
the
how
level
often
of
do they
players.
go back to that single player? They don't. They stick
don't.
in the multiplayer.
Yeah, I
Some
feel
don't even go to the single player. That
I'm
is a
willing-
whole different gamer, my friend.
I'm willing to bet the vast majority. And if you want to chime up on the group and let me know if I'm wrong, I feel like the vast majority of Destiny players don't give a fuck about the lore at all. Not at all. I mean, they obviously care a little bit because they want to, they want to know. But that's not their main drive. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Let me know.
Expect a lot of bad emails. I was just saying.
I don't know. So I do have a couple more things that I wanted to bring up because they were interesting. For example, Nintendo says they will remove the racist Native American animations from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. A pre-release marketing materials of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate set to release on December 7. The character Mr. Game & Watch uses... This is, by the way, this is according to source. What's the source? I want to make sure that we give proper. This is Kotaku. Okay, all right. So uses racist Native American imagery during one of his attacks. Now Nintendo's saying that it plans to remove that imagery from the game and has apologized to fans, saying the caricature does not represent the company's values. Fans spotted the character's new attack animations during a Treehouse live stream last Thursday, following Nintendo Direct dedicated to the game. During the attack, the normally black silhouette Mr. Game & Watch is holding a torch, baring his teeth with a feather coming out of the back of his head. It is an homage to the character's 1982 game Fire Attack, in which players help a cowboy defend his fort from being burned down by Native Americans. The racist caricature sparked debates on forums like Reset Era and the game's subreddits. Sir, if I might have an opinion, please.
By all means.
The following sentiment does not represent in any way the feelings of any of the other group, or Arnaldo himself. I don't mean to speak, on his behalf or anything like that, or any of the members of the group. This is solely my opinion. I take full responsibility for what I say. Also, I'm a little drunk. No, I'm kidding. No. Seriously, I feel like this has gone into a little bit of ridiculous, ludicrous speed, ridiculous levels. I am not insensitive to Native Americans. Don't get me wrong. I am not in any way trying to condone racism in any ways whatsoever freaking ever. This was Mr. Game & Watch is a character from a really old video game.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, in the 1980s. Back in the 1980s, this stuff wasn't looked at, and under the same vein. It wasn't looked as, oh, this is fucking racist. This was just an expression, Also, America is not the fucking world. So if stuff offends you as Americans, you don't own the world. It doesn't fucking matter. The rest of the world does not view this as racist, and even if it is, then that means we can't have samurais. We shouldn't be having samurais. We shouldn't be having Asian characters. We shouldn't be having Chinese characters. We shouldn't be having any of that because it's always going to represent another group.
Group of some sort. Yeah.
And it's getting to the point where it's getting fucking ridiculous. This is again my own opinion that has nothing to do with GG. Redirect all your emails towards me. I say please stop. There is no reason Nintendo should be apologizing, because that is a parody, and we live in the world. I mean, parodies have been accepted. We make fun of black people. We make fun of Asian. We make fun of Puerto Ricans. We make fun of, the Latin community. We make fun of white people. It's all a parody. Have a fucking sense of humor, on it, and stop being so goddamn offended about about stuff like this. Again. If this was a little bit more,
If it was blatant.
more blatant. If
Yeah.
it was a little bit more direct, I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying in this case, this is a freaking caricature from the 80s, and it was not meant to.
I get what you're saying. Its inclusion into the game wasn't meant to shine a light or to essentially offend anybody in any way.
No.
So I 100% agree. With that, obviously that wasn't their intent, and the fact that they would have to apologize, and this happened the last time we had brought this up. That happened very similar to Horizon Zero Dawn, where the use of certain phrases and words, including native and savage and all this, rose some question marks saying, hey, what has it brought? And even then I was just like, okay, guys, seriously, take a good look at who people are saying this to in the game. It could not have been more inclusive. This, if you play Horizon Zero Dawn, they literally could have been more inclusive. It's like this world is literally has everybody included into it. So no one was being singled out for being anything. It was just, it was a tribal life in the game. So obviously the intent there, and of course they ended up apologizing. And I even said I think I mentioned at the same time going, maybe you didn't. It was not needed. There was no intent to offend anybody. You know what I mean? Here, I think even less, because as you mentioned, the Game & Watch character doesn't even have eyes or anything. It's just this little silhouette of a character.
He's he is Mr. Game & Watch. He's portrayed as a black silhouette. I'm waiting at some point. Someone bringing
someone else. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why can't it be something else? Yeah.
It's getting a level of ridiculous that we shouldn't really be trying to project into.
Correct. At some point, the line has to be drawn, and I think there was obviously nothing there. I myself am not Native American that I know of, and so I can't speak for any of them. But what I will say is that I don't think Nintendo in any way or any of the creators behind this game look to offend anybody in any way by that. So, and I agree with you what you said, and said that, listen, we're not the center of the world, even though most Americans think that they are. And what doesn't fly here flies everywhere else. It's just the way it is, and everybody else doesn't have to change to what we want. And frankly, I mean, there are stuff out there that, and I can, there's, for instance, Looney Tunes. You can actually buy Looney Tunes right now, like the old collections, and you'll get the little thing, a little pamphlet that comes with it saying, hey, by the way, there is some depictions here because it is a product of its time. You know what I mean? We didn't alter it any change because obviously that it is of its time. That's, you're buying sort of an heirloom of that time.
Of that era.
Time. So, and obviously Warner Brothers, who owns Looney Tunes, isn't trying to offend anybody. They're just saying, hey, this is what was unfortunately what was going on. So I agree, and I think it was a little bit silly To, I mean, point it out. Okay, we'll change it. Is there really necessary for an apology? No, because no one was trying to offend. You know what I mean? It was like not like they said, "Hey, we got to include this because fuck those guys." You know what I mean? No, they weren't doing that. It was literally using things from the actual game.
There was, an actual game.
Yeah, game was. So
it was a character like
correct,
that. Yeah,
exactly. So, it's.
I mean, are they gonna apologize for Bowser having fucking horns?
I mean, I guess. I mean, the people with horns, obviously, they're very. They're very horny.
Well, no, they're very horny. That's a stereotype, sir.
I think you're right.
And
I apologize profusely.
That's racist. Okay, that's all I got.
And we're back, guys, and we're going to go right into our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic of the week!
Before I go into the hot topic of the week, I just want to reiterate that I am 6-3 in my league, and I'm in second place, and I lost last week because I'm a dumbass.
Is your football league?
Yes, my football league.
Fantasy football. I thought it takes its toll, doesn't it?
It does.
I tried it. I tried it. There was that year that I tried it. I have fun. I'm not gonna lie. I had fun. It was just so big because I know absolutely nothing of football. It was so pressury.
Yes.
It was. I felt like dude. I'll be at church, and I'll have my phone up to like look at.
That's the worst part because football happens on Sundays. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I need to make sure that I have my players before one. Oh, what if somebody got injured in an accident or whatever?
My sister-in-law Annie, she's like 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Every time I go, oh, he's fine. He's questionable, but he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The game time comes, he's inactive. It's like, what the hell? And then, of course, at that point, he's stuck in the slot. You can't move him out. So,
I still think I have one of the best names.
Hell yeah, dude.
Of the players.
Name. I think we all laugh every time we said, "Yeah, you're playing aggressive wipers."
The aggressive wipers. Yes.
That was a great name, sir. That was a great name.
Thank you.
All right, guys. The reason I bring that up is one, because I wanted to boast a little bit, but mostly because it's about pressure. And we're all under pressure, particularly game companies, when they make announcements or when they, I don't know, they choose to make announcements and they or try to build hype in some way.
Yes.
Hot topic this week, guys, is the secrecy and hype behind said game announcements. Mr. Santos, this was actually your particular suggestion here.
Yes.
By all means.
Thank you. I have the floor.
Yes, all you, sir.
Well, so this hot topic was inspired by the events that transpired. See, now I'm talking like fucking Dr. Seuss.
Nice.
I shouldn't be drinking anymore.
I think we're gonna cut you off.
No. Yes, please. So for those who don't know, and we realized I on purpose we didn't mention it on the news because we wanted to talk about it more on the hot topic. So Activision Blizzard, or what you say, Blizzard had their BlizzCon event that happens almost every year. Yeah, there's a year that they decided not to do it, and it was because honestly they didn't have any announcements to make. Mm-hmm. This should have been one of those years, evidently, because I'll bring it up. So Blizzard had BlizzCon, and on the closing of the ceremonies, first off, there was a lot of hype about something Diablo related. Mm-hmm. Diablo, the big Blizzard franchise.
Or one of at least.
Yeah, exactly. One of them, because they have a lot of successful
IPs. Pillars. Yeah, there are a lot of pillars.
I mean, they have a freaking event, freaking BlizzCon, because they have so many fans of those particular type of game. We're talking about World of Warcraft. We're talking about Hearthstone, StarCraft, of course, which I'm a big fan, and Diablo, among others. So the big expectation was that this was gonna be the BlizzCon where they were gonna finally announce Diablo 4. It's the time is ripe. It's here. This is the moment. Super excited, and everybody. Blizzard tried to manage expectations on on it. Uh, I didn't feel like they were straight out denying we're not gonna announce. They didn't say this is not about Diablo 4. They were just saying somewhere along the lines of, we realize, they realize the fans are very eager to hear this about Diablo 4, and something along the lines of good things come to those who wait, but evil things comes to those who wait longer. I don't know what the fuck
Yeah,
was
I
the
remember
actual,
from last
the,
week.
the
I
actual
can't
quote.
remember what it was.
But it was very vague.
It was vague, but it was also a bit leading.
Yes,
Maybe misleading in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem was that they have this hoopla. They make some there's some decent announcement. Warcraft, the Warcraft 3 remaster announcement. I thought that was pretty cool, and that should have been the closing to it, but no. They chose to close with a Diablo announcement that was in no way related to the Diablo announcement that everybody expected. Instead of Diablo 4 PC or something Diablo 3 related, let's say a new expansion or anything like that.
Or something PC related.
Or something PC related for that matter. They chose to go with a mobile version of Diablo called Diablo Immortal, which they're not even the ones developing it, even though they say they're developing it in conjunction. But I feel that's more
like producer
trying
type
to
of,
yeah. They're
Maybe
leaving,
consultant or something like that.
Yeah.
Technical wise, most likely by the other company.
The other company being this Chinese company called NetEase, who specializes in very similar type of games for Asian markets.
Some may call them Diablo-esque.
Some may call them very Diablo-esque. Yes. So that announcement, it didn't go very well. It didn't go very well with fans. It says that Blizzard announced Diablo Immortal at BlizzCon last Friday, spurring one of the angriest backlashes to a video game reveal I've ever seen. And what it said, it says this is, what is the source of this? The source is IGN of this particular news piece that I'm reading. Let me see. The Diablo community was expecting big news for the series, despite Blizzard's attempt to temper those expectations, and instead it got a look at the mobile-only spin-off that didn't do much to satisfy that hunger. The actual quality of Immortal is irrelevant to the anger surrounding it. Although we got a chance to play BlizzCon, and we are not sold yet. This is IGN. This was a marketing disaster more than anything else, and it was one the developers like Microsoft, Bethesda, and Nintendo's have shown that can be avoided. I don't know about Microsoft 100% when I think about the reveal of Xbox. So we're gonna talk about that, in the topic of the week. So basically, all of this to introduce something that I personally feel is almost an outdated marketing strategy, and that is the complete covering, not disclosing, keeping the secrecy among projects that are coming in the the future.
Yeah.
I realize there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
There is a which to mount hype among projects. I guess it doesn't sound cool if people say, "Oh, of course, Final Fantasy 16, 17, and 18, of course they're coming." Even though by now, if you're hearing 15, 16, 17, 18, you should know by now that means this series are gonna continue as long as they keep making they making money. Reason suggests that's really gonna be the case.
So Oh,
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I agree. And I know you want to bring up that. But I just wanted to kind of quickly touch on the actual announcement of Diablo Infernal
Yeah,
Immortal.
Yeah.
First off, I agree. I understand. I should say I understand the frustration. I understand the fact that people did not, I mean, obviously, people paid to be at Blizzard.
Yeah.
These are not free tickets. You know what I mean? People come from far away to be at
all over the
BlizzCon.
world.
So, obviously, you have to know your crowd. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I think that I don't know how Blizzard did not see this falling apart. You know what I'm saying? It's like you literally have a crowd of your PC elite.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This is what
Your
your
hardcore
crowd is.
PC
Yeah.
gamers,
And so what
for the
part
most
of
part.
Diablo Immortal coming to only mobile
Yeah.
and tablets did not ring, yeah, this is not what we need to. I mean, hey, not that the game shouldn't exist. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to do it? That's fine. You do a quick trailer in between segments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey,
Or
by the
a
way,
freaking press
where you
release.
get, or that too. I mean, you could do it at BlizzCon. Why not? But
Yeah.
you just do it like a trailer or something in between. That's it. You move on, whatever. To close the show on it was definitely not wise, and I don't understand how they did not see this not going well. You know what I mean? The reaction, on the other hand, is yes, I can understand disappointment, but to a certain extent, if you look at some of the videos that they have, of which we actually seen of several, which I've seen even before you showed them to me, I was like, yeah, I've seen some of these, and I'm like, guys, the guys on stage, they're actually working on this. They're not the ones who plan to announce it here at BlizzCon. They're just the ones who are working on it. Granted, they're the only ones you can voice your discontent with. You know what I mean? So I was a little bit disappointed with the reaction. Not the reaction, how the reaction took place.
Oh, yeah.
There, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
For those
seriously?
who don't know, people were being on a Q&A that ensued after the announcement.
After the announcement.
People were being straight out rude,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying I approve of it, because I don't like rude people or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just I can understand the frustration levels, because like literally there was one dude there. I mean, I feel there was one dude there that he honestly asked, and this was a very fair question. I don't think he was being malicious in any way. He asked, "Hey, is there an opportunity? Is there a chance that this might come to PC at some point?" The guys that were on stage say no, and of course people started booing. Yeah. And the worst way to respond to this, which I realized they must have been nervous, and it was gonna be the worst way they could have responded to this was, "Hey, you guys have phones, right?
You guys all have phones.
You guys all have phones." So it's just like, that's not what your crowd wants to hear. First of all, there was another dude which, again, I thought the question was rude, but I want to applaud it just for the sheer balls.
I know you told me
just for the sheer balls that he had. It was like,
realistically, yeah, you kind of being an ass.
You were being an ass on this, but God bless you, bro.
The fact that
it's almost like saying this to Activision itself. Like, it's almost like,
fuck
you to Activision itself.
Yeah.
So he literally asked, "Hey, is this a joke? Like, is this an out of season April Fool's joke?"
Yeah.
To the developers on a Q&A in front of thousands of people and thousands of viewers, and people went wow, and you can see the guy is like, no, this is a full-fledged,
and I'm sure this is what I'm trying to say, is that I'm sure even the developers on stage, even at some point, they were like, really? We're going to close with this? Maybe we shouldn't, you know what I mean? But hey, the show must go on. They're not the ones who make the decision.
Yeah, they're not making the decisions on that.
Exactly. So,
and there were rumors that Diablo 4 was going to be an announcement that the team just decided to abandon at the last minute.
I heard about these. These have come out since the event, and I'm a little bit like,
Yeah.
This feels like we're trying to douse the flames a little bit.
You think this damage control?
I think it's
because
damage
Blizzard
control.
said no, we never had it was never in our plans, but it still feels like.
But there was some sort of leak. It was a leak. It was a leak that happened. I want to say it was maybe Jason Schreier over at Kotaku. Something happened, and they were like, "Oh, we received some things or some people off the record, blah blah blah, saying, hey, this was what was, it was planned to do it, but a few weeks beforehand, they decided to pull
the plug, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well in that case, you got to rearrange shit, guys, because you got to know
Yeah.
that you can't end the show on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like if Bethesda would have ended the show. The one more thing would have been the freaking Fallout shelter. Yeah,
Shelter, yeah.
The shelter was an opening almost, right? And because it was almost an opening to the press event, it was well received. People liked the idea.
Yeah.
But if the one more thing would have been that instead of Fallout, what it was, 4 that was gonna be in
Fallout 4, yeah.
Fallout, if it would have been that, people would have been just as pissed off, And
there's something to be said about because the point of it is the I guess the topic is to say, okay, about game announcements and when is a good time and should they be secret. Well, true. Is it a secret that they're making Diablo 4? Not really. We kind of know they're happening.
They have said just as much.
Yeah, the fact
No.
that it's NetEase that's making that's heading up Immortal clearly says their main Blizzard guys
the
are
core
not
group.
are not working on this.
Yeah.
They're just is being so obviously they're still working on Diablo 4.
Yeah.
So clearly that's enough to prove it there. But at the same time, it's like you have to. It's a delicate balance. It is a very delicate balance to have the right stuff in a press conference announced at certain points. You know what I mean? And they had to have known that it wasn't going to be. They just had to. I'm not sure why they didn't know this, but a perfect example I wanted to bring up was Bethesda. I think I did, or one of us did. We were all both like, man, Fallout 76 is very, very different. But hey, at least they announced they at least stated that they're working on Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
And by the way, another title I can't forget.
The Starlight whatever.
Sun,
thing.
whatever it is.
The
yeah.
futuristic.
So
yeah.
the problem with that is we're not going to see those for years. We know we're not going to see those for years. So it's a catch-22. Do you not say something, or do you say something early?
Well, let me ask you. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with
What's wrong with saying it early?
Yeah, we're saying it. Hey, we're making this game. We're making this game. We're making this game.
Gotcha. Here's what the bad part of it can be. One, if you show off a game too early, okay, you jeopardize the fact that, and this is something that Death Stranding.
Right.
Death Stranding may face. The fact is, we're going to see a lot of this game. By the time it comes out, it may be. I don't even want to deal with this anymore because we've seen too much of it. And it's been going on for years by that point because you showed it too early. Bethesda, I think, did early on, which is why it's so weird that they did this in this last one. Early on, they did something very good. When they announced Fallout 4, they announced it at E3, and it was out that November. And that was perfect.
Yeah.
That was a perfect time frame. Now, whether the game was ready to go with its glitches, that's a whole different story. But the point is, you got people excited, you announced it, you released it that same year. Bethesda seemed to be doing that, and it was so weird to see them say, and you kind of have to know why they did it. It's like, guys, I know we're doing Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I know it's a multiplayer. I know this is multiplayer. You're probably concerned, but hey, don't worry. We are doing Elder Scrolls, and by the way, we're also doing this other project.
Yeah.
Everybody relax. You know what I'm saying? But the problem with that, on top of another issue with that is now you're faced with being asked every conference and every time you go, hey, how's that Elder Scrolls 6 thing going? You know what I'm saying? Especially if 76 turns out to be a dud. You know what I mean? So that's what you're going to be asked this all the time now. All the time. Every time you have an interview, P. Hines and Todd Howard, every time they're going to have an interview, they're going to be asked, so how's work on Starlight, whatever, or
I think that's what it's called.
Starlight, whatever, sure.
Yeah.
Or the other one, shit, Elder
Elder
Scrolls 6.
Scrolls,
You know what I'm saying? So, and we all know they're not going to see it for us. So,
But and I'm interrupt. I just want to ask you. But again, if that's the case, if they're constantly asking, doesn't that show an eagerness, a hype?
It does.
A level of hype that we want to know, like what's up with it. And granted, they don't have to give us a play-by-play of what's going on, because you're right. I do agree that if they start showing too much of a game, by the time it comes released, it's just gonna be.
Spider-Man was a worry for me, which is why I went lights out at some point. I was like, I'm not watching any more trailers. I'm not watching anything else. I just want the game. Had I fallen into that freaking marketing and to look at stuff, dude, Sony was out there marketing the shit. And to be fair, I'm always on top of this stuff, so that I'm looking at stuff. What they were trying to do is reach people who are not normally looking at this. So I get that. But at the same time, yes, is this an oversaturation to the point where you're like, I'm not even care anymore. You know what I mean? It's and especially if you've shown it off. I mean, look at Final Fantasy 15. That was actually versus 13 at one point. You know what I mean? What did that do to it? And look at The Last Guardian, when you showed it off and you were nowhere near being ready.
That what's the other game from Ubisoft? That they keep announcing, that they keep showing trailers and it hasn't been released yet.
Ubisoft?
Yeah,
The Division? No.
No. The Division is the one with it's like adventure. There's a pig on it that talks.
Oh yes. Shit. I know what you're talking about. Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil, exactly.
Yeah.
That's another
one. And yes, that stands to face the same problem because and I get it. You want to let people know, guys, we're here. We're doing this. But you also risk people just moving on to other stuff and never coming back to it. And that does happen, unfortunately. But I do. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say I do agree that maybe saying it and just saying it, but being honest as to when it's gonna happen. Like for instance, with this Diablo thing, if you say, guys, we are working on Diablo 4, it's gonna happen. We don't have anything to show you tonight, but it is gonna happen. You know what I mean? And we're looking towards, I don't know, a few years from now.
To Bethesda and put a logo on it.
Something. And I think that's why Bethesda did it. And it's funny because I looked at that press conference for Bethesda and I was like, man, why? That Starlight is the next game.
Yeah.
And Elder Scrolls is the game after that. Starlight. So we're not seeing Elder Scrolls 6 at least for another 6 to 8 years, maybe. You know what I mean? So why bother showing anything now?
Yeah.
Well, here's what you face. You face what the Blizzard had when they don't say, hey, we are still working on Diablo 4. So it is a delicate situation. I'm not sure there's a right answer either way. But I tell you what the wrong answer is. Don't finish your fucking press conference on a damn mobile game.
No, never.
That's the wrong answer.
Never. And to be fair, I don't bring this question because I say, well, they should just say anything. Don't have secrets. I'm not saying that. It's just a good conversation because, like, I've always had this, this thought, this fantasy, let's call it, that I am the CEO of a very well-to-do game company, and they have released titles, and the titles that people are waiting to hear the next thing, and I just don't keep anything. It's like, yeah, of course we're working on the next series of name game, 13. Of course we're working on this. Of course, like have no mystery, because I personally don't see what purpose it serves on the era of the internet, where stuff leaks, stuff is discussed and shown and everything around, and fakes happen, and then people get misdirected and misinformed. What better way to avoid that than to actually keep your audience in the know? I kind of like this aspect that Bethesda did with Fallout. They knew they didn't have a lot to show with Fallout 76, being what it was, and choosing to talk about Starlight, even though it's not coming to next generation consoles,
I
and
don't
talk
think
ab-
they talked about Scarlet. They just really
Well,
showed
they
a quick
mentioned-
screenshot. And,
yeah, and not and Elder Scrolls, just a logo.
Mm-hmm.
Now looking at here with Blizzard, with all the secrecy, not wanting to say anything, not wanting to mention Diablo 4.
even though,
Look-
to be fair, the biggest fans know Diablo 4 is happening.
Yeah,
But
exactly. But they know, but they don't have that certainty because the company still say, "Oh, we don't comment on that. Oh, we don't comment on that." It's like, okay, what's the point? You're creating. This is what you're creating now. This is where the misinformation led you to. Of course, also your bad decision to close on it.
Yes.
But I feel like all of this could have been avoided by just acknowledging, the fact that, oh yeah, this is happening. And I'm not saying acknowledging in a wink kind of like obfuscating your answer in a way that someone has to decipher your meaning. No, just be straightforward about it. Of course, Halo, 7 it's happening after 6. That's if that's their real plan. I mean, if they don't have plans for it, then be just as open. Hey, we don't have plans to do it at this time. This is what we're working on. And I feel that's more sincere
I
because
get it. You mentioned the on your post when you or rather, excuse me, you sent me the stuff and I actually made the post for the thing. But you did mention the movie companies that they don't they have their roadmap already laid out.
movie companies have the complete roadmap ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I agree that obviously that works for movie companies, and because there's a specific time frame and stuff for making films. With games, now, not that I'm a developer in any way, because I'm not, and I've never taken anything or any courses, or I have no idea how to fucking program. You know what I mean? My point is to say that I do know that things happen. You have this blueprint of a certain amount of time, and that time frame is literally a guess, because once you start getting into it and you start making stuff, now it's things have expounded and you're looking at more time, and suddenly what you're looking at is you're announcing it now. Like Final Fantasy VII remake, it's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is that game? Where's that game?
That-
It's supposed to be episodic, so episode 1 should be here, right? It should at least be here already.
Yeah.
Where is it? What was? Here's the deal. There's. It's weird because it's like two good things. When they made an announcement, let me tell you, did Square Enix ever win points with the gamers? I am one of them. I literally almost teared up when they fucking showed that trailer. I was like, holy shit, it's fucking happening. You know what I mean? Here we are, I think 3 years later now, if I'm not mistaken, from when it was announced.
4, I think, yeah.
Maybe more, 2014, I guess, 2015. I thought it was 2014. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is, here we are. The next time they show something, I'm already a little bit jaded because I'm like, fuck you guys. I don't want to see anything else. Show me the damn game. You know what I mean? So that's the type of stuff that happens. Then you have other shit that's fucking, what do they call that? Vaporware, like
Oh, yeah.
Deep Down from Capcom, which looked like a game, looked like a Dark Souls,
Dark Souls, yeah.
and it looked really amazing from what they showed off. And it's like,
But never happened.
where did it go?
Yeah.
Nothing's come from it, and they don't even talk about it. They're like, no, we don't have anything to say about that. So there is dangers of announcing stuff. Yeah, you can announce your plans, but realistically, do you need to tell everybody? You know what I'm saying? I get it. I guess in the sense of Blizzard, specifically Blizzard, they were at least very connected with their fans to say, you guys know it takes a while. I think it took 11 years between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3.
Diablo 3, yeah.
When did Diablo 3 come out?
Diablo 3 came out in 2012, I want to say.
We're
or
not even
2013.
there.
Yeah.
So realistically, if they showed anything from Diablo 4, chances are we're nowhere near from it. You know what I mean? So that's why I honestly don't believe they had anything to show Diablo 1. I don't believe that little putting out the fire shit going, oh, they planned to, but then they pulled it. No. You didn't have anything to show. You guys are working on it, but you guys made a poor choice of making this happen. But I think, honestly, it can be a mistake sometimes. It can be a mistake to announce or say what your plans are, because then especially when you have big fans, that's the problem with fandom.
They're never gonna be satisfied.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
then look at what happened with the people right there. And the thing is, like, you guys clearly say you pay money to be here, and you pay money for the tickets, and you do those because you are fans of this place, and you had no problem booing.
Yeah.
Okay, and all this bullshit about booing, and when Diablo 4 comes out, you're gonna fucking buy it, and you're gonna praise.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna
It's
praise
gonna be-
Blizzard for
yeah.
being the best
Next-
fucking company.
Then next year's BlizzCon is gonna be lit AF.
Exactly.
Because people are gonna be flipping out about the announcement that they, of course, they're gonna apologetically make. You know it's
that's what I'm
it's happening.
saying.
And I'm not talking about cinematic. No, I'm talking about full gameplay. They're gonna show that shit.
Of
That's
course.
gonna be the only thing that they're gonna. I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
of course.
It's gonna be that. And I believe it makes sense. Yes, I do believe that announcing a game early could be detrimental because just like you said, Final Fantasy VII remake is a perfect example. Like at this point, it's like who the fuck cares?
Here's a good one.
It has been a long time.
Star Citizen.
That's
That's a perfect example right there of
Star
what
freaking Citizen.
shit or get off the pot, guys.
Now,
Seriously.
Now, to be fair, Star Citizen has been super open about their
They
development.
have, yes. That
you
they
know,
have, yeah.
the question is, it's one thing to be open and another thing to be legitimate. And what I mean by that is, well, are you actually working towards finishing this off for real, or
Yeah.
are you just working for working sake because this is how you're making your money,
Mm-hmm.
and putting features that are not needed or
Yeah,
you know.
the face scan thing where it's like,
Yeah,
that's cool and all.
like
but
the Face
is
IP.
that- yeah, is that what it's called? Face ID?
Face IP, yeah.
Oh, IP,
'Cause
yeah.
it's face over IP. Yeah,
Oh.
it's ridiculous. It's the thing that you have a webcam looking at your face, and whatever your facial motions are, your characters represent on the screen for some reason. Because I don't know. I'm thinking in the sense of what I mean is not necessarily have an announcement, but this obfuscation of information. Like I feel like instead of saying, good things come for those who wait, but bad, evil things comes for those who whatever, and giving those cryptic things. No,
Yeah,
just say
but the problem-
yes.
yeah.
Diablo 4 is happening. No, it's not gonna be announced right now.
Correct, exactly.
Stuff like that because
Exactly.
we're not stupid.
Like Xbox with XO18.
So yeah,
We already know. Don't expect Halo Eternal there.
yeah, they said
They
it.
said it.
Yeah.
They literally cleared the air. Don't expect it there.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's what they should have done when if it's true that they allegedly pulled Diablo 4 stuff weeks before. Right at that point, you press what do you call it? A press release and say, hey, Diablo 4 is not going to be there.
Diablo 4,
You
exactly.
already set the expectations, and so I agree.
Yeah.
That information like that, if it's true that that's what happened, then yeah, you release that shit. But I really think they just fucking screwed the pooch, dude.
Yeah,
Seriously, I think they really just didn't, and I don't know how. How do you not? I know. I remember I was telling you, I was like, dude, I'm not a PC guy. I will never go to BlizzCon. It's not because I don't think BlizzCon will be cool.
It's
just
probably super fun.
I'm sure it'll be
Yeah.
great. But I'm just like, I mean, don't be wrong. If it's paid for, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I wouldn't pay to go to BlizzCon and pay to get into BlizzCon just to be there and see games that I probably won't play because they're going to be on PC. So this is not. I'm not the audience. If I know what the audience is for this BlizzCon, how the hell do these guys not know? The ones they're preparing the show. It made no sense.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to bring up something interesting, which was we already knew, like just shifting over to console because that's where I fucking live anyway. The PlayStation conference, specifically the last year, if you go to the PlayStation Experience, right? You had you had some announcements, you had whatever. Right before this year's E3, they came out and said they laid their groundwork. Hey, this is what you can expect at E3 this year, and they had a couple of surprises, but nothing, monumental. And they had I wonder what they can do. They're not doing a PlayStation experience this year. Why? Because what the fuck are you going to talk about?
Yeah.
There's nothing else to come. We
Last
already
of Us
know.
2, we already
Yeah.
know enough.
Exactly. No more, please. But the problem is E3 next year. they have even
It
less to
is.
say. What are you going to say? Unless
Yeah.
you've already announced, unless that's when we hear about PlayStation 5, but
Yeah,
it
that
may
would
be
be
too
exciting.
soon. And it begs the question: Do you start talking about? Do you start presenting your roadmap for PlayStation 5 and
Yeah.
games for PlayStation 5, or what do you do?
Yeah, and to be honest, the idea, I still like to be surprised at E3s and events like
Of course,
this.
yeah.
You know,
I still
feel
take
like,
those days off. But
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, me too. So I'm not saying, hey, just disclose whatever secret IP you're talking to. No, if you have a new IP that you're working on and you want it to be a secret because you want it to be a great reveal, yeah, don't even acknowledge it. Fuck it, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just saying stuff that is like obvious. Like, let's say for example, it's like Activision not talking about Call of Duty next year. Of
Yeah.
course, it's gonna be a fucking Call of Duty.
Because
It's,
they're probably already
Final
ready
Fantasy.
to
Of course
release
there's gonna be a
that.
Final Fantasy by Square. Come on, that's not. Those are the kind of things that
But then
irks me is the obfuscation of information that is so freaking obvious.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I agree.
because then things like this happen. You know,
It it does. But I mean, all that's to say, at the same time, while I can understand the frustration, come on, guys. In the end, we're talking about video games.
yeah,
We
then
don't- we don't wanna be
there's no
jerks
reason
here,
to
you know what I mean?
become
Yeah.
that level of jerks
Yeah.
and that.
And
it's-
unfortunately, when you get to places like that where you have a bunch of people, you got your mob mentality, and boom, before you know it, one person's already jeering, and everybody
And
jeers
everybody
around
else,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, oof,
And
that's
I
an
think
ugly situation.
It still sends a message, though. I feel like
It does.
for
It does,
next
but it's
time
also
you
an
want
ugly
to-
message.
Well, it's because you got to be careful because these companies cannot be trusted. These companies will like
Don't get me
literally.
wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I smell some serious bullshit when it comes to the Eternal. Is Eternal?
Yeah,
Diablo Eternal, yeah.
Diablo Eternal.
I smell some serious bullshit there. Okay, first off, you giving it to NetEase,
Uh-huh.
right? NetEase is his name? Yeah, NetEase.
That is a Chinese company that is, I mean, is famous for their free-to-play, highly monetized knockoffs of Diablo.
Of Diablo.
Yeah.
So you're giving it to them to do essentially the same thing, but
Yeah.
now actually have the name Diablo.
Yeah.
So that already smells like a money grab.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And they're planning on doing it with the rest of this already plan. This is Activision's plan to do the same thing with the rest of their properties. You know,
of course.
of course, they're not announcing it, and I bet they're gonna be very gun shy about saying anything on a
Oh,
reveal
yeah.
event. Again after this, or at least I hope they learn their lesson. But that's the message that I feel like they still they still get. That your fan base does not want does not care about mobile games. Now, granted, I understand you're saying, oh, this games are designed to bring up the people that are outside, and they get interested on this game, and then they might be, they'll get ready for the release of the original PlayStation 4 or PC version of Diablo 4, and no, I feel like
think
that's
that's a load of
super,
bullshit.
That's,
Yeah,
so-
that's a load of crap.
that's super bullshit because
Yeah.
if that was the case, they would have had the systems.
you would have
already.
you
you
would have
wouldn't need
released a mobile version of all your properties, better because it doesn't cost much. I'm sure
Yeah.
this didn't cost them much to do because if NetEase can literally drop 3 or 4 of these every
Uh-huh.
so often, it doesn't cost much
Yeah,
to do.
and it's
So
not like-
let's be real.
like-
And I looked. I don't know if you saw some of the stuff, but damn, that shit looked.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
that
did not look good.
That shit looks like when they say reskin
Yeah,
of their,
it does.
of their
I know
titles,
they're saying it's not, but I'm like
dude, it is
something's yeah.
I mean, this is if Fortnite is not a copy of PUBG, this is a straight up copy
Yeah.
of their Chinese the Chinese games, which is hilarious because suddenly Blizzard is knocking Chinese games
Yeah.
rather than the other way around. But no, the mobile strategy, for example, is not super helping Nintendo.
No.
You know,
No.
it's not like
It's
the
just
Mario
supplementing,
Walker, suddenly had people. Well, I need to buy a Switch now because because of this.
Sure did not.
Yeah. No,
The
this
mobile
is
markets, and here's the deal: mobile market. And don't get me wrong, I do play mobile games, so I'm not trying to put it down. But mobile markets are not a gateway to console gaming,
No.
or PC, or even worse, PC gaming. The one does not lead to the other.
no, exactly.
It's supplemental. That's all it is.
It-
It's hey, we're gonna make this game for PC. We're gonna put all the resources on it, and we're gonna supplement the costs for making this game by releasing some title over here that will probably get some
That
people
will get,
whatever.
that
Yeah,
will get,
and that's what
and
it
it will
is.
get some revenue, and that's fine. I'm not averse to the idea of Diablo on mobile because I don't feel like that's gonna affect, or I shouldn't affect the development of Diablo 4, the game that I want to play. No, it's know your audience.
Oh my God,
This
yeah.
was
Yeah.
the worst place to announce it, and the backlash that you got. It was, I don't wish it to you. It was not. I'm not saying that it was deserved or anything like that, but should have been expected. Should have definitely been expected.
I agree. All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of an awesome, real episode 133 of
Oh, this was the
Mouthful.
real one.
This is a real one.
Oh, I thought this was practice one, and then we were
This
gonna
is-
start.
Oh my God! If we start this now, my
Yeah.
God. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Please go to goodgame.tech and join the conversation there. And please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everybody. This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, signing off for this week. Mr. David Santos.
I can't wait for next year for the games to start coming up because I feel like there is a drought right now, and I don't know what to play.
There's this game called Horse Simulator 2005.
Oh, Horse Simulator.
Yes.
Oh,
I need you to buy
yes.
this game and make it. Actually, you know what? Don't buy it. You're not
Oh.
gonna fucking do it. So you're not gonna fucking play it.
Is that something? Oh, yeah, exactly. I want to
Yeah,
start it.
yeah,
and
you're
I'll
gonna even do
finish
it. But there's a bunch of indie titles that I can. You know what? I'll start a list for you for that as well.
There you go. There you go. Start with the
I like
Ninja
it.
one. I'm kind of interested on.
Oh, we'll do.
Yeah. Ninja
All right,
Gaiden?
guys. Well, we'll see you next week.
GG!